Ridley, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
ESPN 690 and Action Sports Shacks presents Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau.
We're going to have to show a little more patience than the year 2 pom-pom people.
Kasey Kurtz.
Yo! Well, what are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Hit him! Hit him! Yeah! Boom! Yeah! Boom! Yeah! Boom! Yeah! Boom! This is Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau, Kasey Kurtz, and Aaron Schachter on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. ESPN 690.
Hey, ring the cowbell for a guy by the name of Chad Ramey. He's in the lead at the Players' Championship. 8 under par and a spectacular round of golf this morning for Mr. Ramey, Mississippi State grad. So that's why you ring the cowbell. Turned pro in 2014, joined the tour just last year, and here he is in the lead right now at the Players' Championship at TPC Sawgrass. Brent Martineau along with Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz here on a Thursday. We've made it to the opening round of the Players, and it's a beautiful day. We had overcast skies. Almost looked like it was going to rain this morning as we got closer to noon, and then boom, the sun popped, and it's beautiful, comfortable. You can wear shorts, you can wear pants, keep a jacket or a light jacket or sweatshirt handy because it gets chillier as the afternoon and early evening starts to appear. You locked into this golf tournament. We got an ace already. Another guy that you had to Google, by the way, Hayden Buckley with an ace on 17.
Do we need the cowbell for the ace too?
Nah, no cowbell.
Because I missed the cowbell opportunity.
Well, go give me a cowbell for, there we go. Got a baby, way to get it, way to use props.
Hold on, you might be able to keep ringing it because the Gators might be hitting a buzzer beater against Mississippi State for real. Ah! He missed.
Tie game? Or
yeah, overtime. We're going to overtime.
Overtime we go. Florida Gators are playing basketball right now. There you go. There's an under-the-radar story. We got to start with the Miami Hurricanes just barely squeaked by Wake Forest in the ACC tournament. Gosh, I was kind of hoping they would lose today just for theatrical purposes here on the show. Nothing against Miami, of course. Not a Miami hater or anything like that.
Sounds like you're hating on Miami, Brent.
Yeah, probably a little bit. Hey, the golf has been pretty good. The golf's been up and down. I mean, Justin Thomas, he chips in, and then he chips over the green and into the water. A little bit of everything so far at the Players' Championship, and we've got a ton of golf. A lot of hot names still out there, but some of the big names pretty disappointing so far. Then there are other guys that are going to be right in the mix, like Colin Morikawa, 7 under, fantastic round for Morikawa, the two-time major champion already at this point in his career. Scotty Scheffler, world's number 2. He is 4 under par, so he is in a pretty good spot. John Rahm, world number 1, 1 under par, and we're going to have to show you this later on, but stared at the Marcel Robinson camera like he took his lunch.
Just locked in.
Oh, my gosh, like he was not happy. I guess he lipped out for eagle and birdie on 9. And Marcel was getting it, and he shows me this image of Rahm. And I don't think Marcel knew what was going on, really. He's just kind of taking a reaction shot as, you know, Rahm's trying to digest it all. And, I mean, he is piercing right into the camera, and eventually makes like a hand gesture like, get the camera off me.
Oh.
And Marcel stared him down.
Yeah, Marcel. Tell this man to kick rocks. You got a job to do.
It was really interesting, too. I don't think he was in the line of sight. Nothing. By the way he shot it.
He's just annoyed.
I think he was just really mad, at the time. And we've been there before. Absolutely, people have been like that before. Victor Hovland, 1 under through 8. There's a name. Justin Thomas actually has it on the plus, the negative side, so the good side. 1 under par through 7 holes. And we'll continue to give you some of the stories and names. I think one of the big things, though, Rory McIlroy was struggling around. He double bogeyed early. Max Homa's 1 over. He just made his first birdie. So,
do you have any information on Kasey's pick to win the to win the Players? He was all hot to trot on Will Zalatoris.
Rory McIlroy, by the way, was 4 over 76 on the day. Xander Schauffele's already 4 over through 8. And
stay in that category if you want to find Zalatoris.
Zalatoris 3 over through 7. Wow. Is he still hurt?
Yep.
Yeah, Ty told me to stay away from him.
Yeah, most people would have.
Yeah. But you didn't answer a text.
He answered through me.
Yeah.
So that was your pick.
Oh, you better believe it wasn't.
Oh.
I thought it was. I was under the impression
Yeah,
that
Aaron did his best. I at least got somebody in. That's what
Okay.
matters.
Yeah, you did get somebody in. So we've got a sleeper pick and a pick to win, and we'll update you on how those guys are doing throughout.
Not good
Only
for my
Brent
people.
Friends. There's still time.
No,
but
there's not.
Not much of it for a guy like that if you're already
Who would you
going
have picked,
backwards.
Case?
Keegan Bradley.
And even he's struggled. A lot of people like Bradley, but
Keegan's 2 under, dog. Is
now
he
he's
not?
1 under. 1 under, yeah.
1 under.
I think
Okay.
he was a little quiet early on. Ended up making a birdie just a moment ago.
Hey, listen, pars are okay.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
Oh,
else is
yeah.
making bogeys.
Under par's fine.
Oh, Keegs.
I mean, really, if you look at it, Ramey's 8, Morikawa 7, Pendrith is 5, and then there's a few guys at 4. So right around 4 under par, 3 under par, you're in a perfect place going into Friday here at the Players Championship. So
Perfect.
That is the story here from TPC Sawgrass for now, but obviously we'll continue to update you, and we'll hear from some of the players throughout the day. And the hole-in-one stuff is good. And again, just these guys who were the big names here at the Players, but also you have so many new golfers and good golfers that people really haven't heard of. And that was the story with Hayden Buckley, who had it to 5 under par, finished at 1 over, but still will have one of the most memorable rounds of his life by making a hole-in-one at the 17th hole. Have your Jets found a quarterback yet?
They did make a trade with the Ravens today, Brent. It just wasn't for a quarterback.
Yeah, that was weird, right? Everybody
was
got
weird.
excited. I think even Adam Schefter was like, when we have a trade for the Jets.
A little trolly.
That was good. That was good. I appreciate that.
Actually made me even more mad at the franchise this morning. Here's the deal.
But it looks like they're hot. It's still hot and heavy on them, right?
It
now
looks like it's essentially on
rumors,
Rodgers, yes.
Yeah, there's rumors. I think Diana Rossini said, hey, they're working on the trade.
Yes.
And then now somebody else came out and said they want a first-rounder and maybe another pick if he plays after this year.
Yeah, so Peter King, I think, is reporting the Packers are looking for a first-rounder, and then the opposite side, guys like Connor Hughes and Rich Cimini and a few others are reporting the Jets are closer to offering a second and a third with a conditional, depending on if he plays a second year. But it looks like they have no interest in offering up the 13th pick in this year's draft.
That's a steal. Second and third? It's a steal.
It makes it, listen, I know I've been complaining a lot about Rodgers, but if it ultimately goes down for no firsts and they rework the $60 million into like a palatable number, I'm okay with it.
Well, you wouldn't be a fan of them anymore, but
I'd be okay with it.
yeah, it'd be unfortunate for you.
Should the – I know you don't like it, but Kasey, you answer this because you don't have goggles on here. Should they give up more than a first – or should they give up a first-round pick at all for Aaron Rodgers?
No, big time. Yeah, they should. Roster's good. He's better than Jimmy G. He's better than what's available, unless you count Lamar Jackson. I don't know if he's better than Lamar Jackson currently, but, yeah, you give up a first all day and you try to win. Buffalo, lost offensive coordinator, didn't look good. Now they lost a defensive coordinator. We'll see. Miami, Patriots, definitely not. So, yeah, you go for it. You get Aaron Rodgers, and you try to win the division and win in the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't see – it's not like it's a top 10 pick, top 5 pick, something
It's pretty
like
close,
that. So.
13.
It's like 3 off, though. It's like coming in 4th instead of 1st.
You're still getting a big-time impact player.
Yeah, but it's like it's a middle-round pick. You would call it a middle-round.
Mid.
And I guess that shouldn't hold up the deal. But I would say this. From a Jet standpoint, I sure as heck wouldn't want to part with it, considering I'm taking $60 million off their books, and I'm one of the few teams interested in doing it.
For a one-year rental, essentially.
Yeah, but it could be more than that, man.
Oh, it could be two. Oh, cross our fingers.
Well, by the way, 2 years, that's a big deal. If you got Aaron Rodgers playing pretty good football for 2 years,
It's
you got
not a
window.
big deal.
And you got rookie deals for like Breece Hall and
That's
Garrett
the
Wilson.
point, though. That's the point. It's not a big deal if at the end of the 2 years you're left with 0 quarterbacks and 4 first-round picks that you have to restructure or do extensions on deals with.
But in reality, they wouldn't be left with 0 quarterbacks. By that time, they could try Zach Wilson again.
And they will. And they will.
Well, it might
I
be
buy
worth it at that point, though.
Well,
they might have
and
gone
I'm
to
okay.
playoffs
I'm
for a
okay
couple
with
years.
that plan. That's fine. But I don't think anyone's sitting there looking at Aaron Rodgers going, now there's a professor. There's a guy who's going to teach the young guys and take them under their wings. No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
if anything,
but-
it's Nathaniel Hackett that will grow Zach Wilson, not
I agree
necessarily
with
Aaron
that.
Rodgers.
Yeah, I agree with that. And by the way, osmosisly, I think he'll get better being around a guy like Aaron Rodgers and watching
Plus
him
2 points
work.
for osmosisly.
Can you put that in like adjective form?
Well, it's not actually a word, but I'll let you take it today. You're the one sitting outside.
If I'm the Jets, by the way, we're living in Jagland, but life is good. So let's talk more about where life isn't so good, and that's the New York Jets. I would be a little upset today. The news just came down. They're going to lose Braxton Berrios.
Yeah, so, I mean, I kind of get this, though, and I think Jets fans are on the same page with this one. They signed Braxton to that deal last year. He was a fan favorite. People wanted him back. He had good rapport with Zach Wilson back when Zach Wilson was thought of in a more positive light, so everyone was on board. But Berrios definitely underperformed this year, not just as a wide receiver. He was wide receiver number 4 for the Jets, dropping a couple of really important passes at the end of the year, but also really underperformed as a kick and punt returner as well. He refused to restructure his deal. The Jets needed the space for old man Rodgers. So good night, Irene, for Braxton Berrios.
Well, there he goes. Meanwhile, back here in Jacksonville, all is quiet for now. Shaq Griffin gone, Calvin Ridley in. And nothing moving, it looks like, on the Jawan Taylor front. Are the Jags done until the league year starts? Are they not going to do anything with Arden Key, with Jawan Taylor, with Gotsis, maybe even some other guys from Trey Herndon to Wingard? You're right. And even like a move you could make if you wanted to and try to get Devon Hamilton done, although I still think you could do that later in the year if you want to do it. But are they done? I mean, I feel like everything is so quiet on the Jags front. Are the headlines over for the Jags until at least the actual league year begins?
It feels like it's quiet, but also the Jaguars have been one of these quiet franchises when it comes to these moves. We kind of think things are going to happen, and then they just get sprung on us. I take us back to the Ridley deal, where we had no sense that they were out there kicking the tires on any wide receivers, and then boom, the Ridley deal comes down. Evan Ingram, we thought they were going to tag him. We thought they were working on a deal. We had heard all of that stuff, but it just kind of comes down that day that, yep, this is what it is. I think they're getting good at keeping it inside the building.
I think there's probably one more minimal thing going to happen before Wednesday.
Just one of those things like that I mentioned, just any of them?
Yeah, I don't think it's Arden Key or Jawan Taylor, but I think it's Gotsis, Wingard, something in that
I mean, Gotsis
category.
should be affordable. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to bring him back.
Yeah, like in terms of major moves, I think they're just going to take their $6-8 million in cap space and see what's out there. But I think one more small thing gets done.
Well, I guess the headline part of that story, even if something small does get done, is it just doesn't feel like Jawan Taylor's getting done. I mean, are we all in agreement on that? Like, I just don't. I don't see it happening. I mean, basically, we had one nugget coming out of the combine that his agent thinks he's worth $1 gazillion. And, hey, the market value will show that. And I'm not saying he wasn't going to go make a lot of money on the open market. But if you really feel that way, then you take the Jags basically out of play, and you want to go test that out. Since then, and I'll admit it, I wasn't sure they were going to be able to come to an agreement with him. I just knew Balky had said last week that they would like to keep Jawan Taylor. Like to keep and have the ability to keep are two different things. And it really just shapes up ever since a couple of those stories came out in Indianapolis that Jawan Taylor wasn't coming back to Jacksonville. At this point, in the next week, if that happens, I'd actually be a bit surprised.
Yeah, I think that's where we're all on the same page, where we're kind of getting the feeling like, it doesn't necessarily feel like there's momentum to keep the man in teal, but you don't want to believe he's gone until you see him actually going to talk to some other teams. NFL.com posted a list of some players who might be less heralded nationally, who could end up really getting the bag this offseason. Jawan Taylor actually making the list in this article. Here's what they wrote about Jawan Taylor. Going rate for top right tackles these days, $15 to $19 million a year. Wouldn't surprise if Taylor lands on the high end of that range after starting 68 games, including the playoffs, as he joined the Jaguars, a second-round pick in 2019. Per PFF, he allowed a 2.5% pressure rate last season. That was the third lowest among tackles with at least 300 pass blocking snaps. He posted a 98.4 pass blocking efficiency grade. That was fifth best. I mean, when you couple all those things together and the fact that anybody who asks about Jawan is talking about him getting the upper end of the market, it would seem like he's not coming back. But I don't know, man. This team is there's something going on there in that locker room where it's not just the contract.
Yeah.
These guys want to be there.
That's a really good point. Until you remind yourself it's a business.
$20 million.
Like, again, what the remember when this came out a couple of, I don't know, maybe it was about a month and a half ago.
Talk about the rats?
some, I thought they were mice now, according to Jamal Agnew.
Oh.
there's something that came out that kind of estimated where these guys would be. It was an ESPN article, an NFL.com article, and the estimation was, although it was an $18 million franchise tag for Jawaan Taylor, it was like a 13, 14 a year type of deal.
Not anymore.
Well, yeah, when the agent – now listen, agent's going to say, if that guy was my agent, he'd say I'm worth 10 times what I'm worth.
But it's not just the agent now. It's other NFL execs who are being asked.
Yeah, and what you feel like you can get out there and who has the ability to overpay. The Jags have been in this situation before where they can overpay the guy to get the guy that they need. And what's the difference between 14 and 17 million if you've got $100 million to play with, say you're the Chicago Bears or something like that. So, I mean, it just feels out of the Jags' reach right now. And here's my point of view on it. I like Jawaan a lot. I think it'd be great if they could keep Jawaan. But I also think this might benefit the Jags in the long run, maybe missing out on Jawaan and not being tied to that contract and all that money wrapped up in the 2 tackles, especially when you have Walker Little. Now, I do think they have to either go get a moderate swing tackle in free agency. When I say moderate, I mean like a smaller deal. Or you go get it in the draft, and you have to now target that. And that becomes a little bit of a need for you in the swing tackle front. But I just think the Jags are going to lose Jawaan Taylor one way or another. But I do like what you said right there about the feel in this building and locker room in the city right now. It's almost like, forget the Rats, man. Everybody wants to come play.
Well, it's like usually you got players who are trying to find their way to free agency to get the big raise. And it almost feels like players are trying to find reasons to not make it to free agency. Like, you sure you don't want to tag me? Are you sure you don't want to work out the long-term deal?
And I guess nothing really exemplifies that more on a Thursday here after we saw what Calvin Ridley's arrival looked like.
Yeah.
Right? Folks at Jaguars.com did a nice job getting all that video out there. Jags didn't seem to invite all the rest of us to come get any of that video with Calvin Ridley, but that's okay.
Are you mad?
Not really, because we have a lot to do, so it actually bedded
We have a lot to do.
You sound actually
I had
kinda
a
mad.
backgammon game I had to attend.
I could make the case they should have asked us to come out, but the Ridley stuff feels so right. You know, it just everything that transpired yesterday felt so good.
Yep.
And so you're actually taking what was a negative kind of toned situation, a guy coming off a suspension, a guy that, 2 years ago wondered if he wanted to play and had enough, at least in the time being, in Atlanta. And now you're getting all the other side of it. I mean, this is not how the story gets told in Jacksonville over the years, Kasey. It's usually the other way around, where the guy was in Jacksonville, doesn't want to play anymore, then gets suspended, and then goes to another team, and the light bulb goes on and the smiles are flashing, This is just an odd situation, but I think the Ridley thing said so much to us all yesterday. The fan base said it about him, said it about the team, said it about Trevor Lawrence, said it about the vibe right now in the River City when it comes to the Jags, and I think that Ridley move really exemplified it yesterday.
Yeah, I think so. And you can just go ahead and say good things usually don't happen to the Jags. So it's kind of refreshing when good things do happen. But, yeah, I think the whole Ridley thing, from the article to what he had to say yesterday to how excited Doug Peterson and Trent Baalke were when he arrived and they greeted him outside of the stadium, yeah, I think it's just a big, huge W as of now for what this looks like it could be.
I've long said this, guys. I did this thing a couple years ago. This was before Urban Meyer came in and before you guys actually, I think, were on the show. And so I actually wrote an article. And I don't do that very often. And I don't even know if it was good writing. But I did 7 things to, fix the Jags. All right? And in the mix of the 7 things was make a bold move. Now, when that came out, I wondered if the Urban Meyer hire was a bold move. Well, hell yeah, it was. Just not the kind of bold move you needed. I think I used examples like the Buffalo Bills. They trade for Stephon Diggs. And at the time, I remember saying, man, they gave up a lot for Stephon Diggs. They ended up working out for both sides. But it seemed like it put the Buffalo Bills in a different echelon. They were already going to be pretty good, and then they, boom, hit another level, a couple of rungs up the ladder. I think if you look at Baltimore before this stuff with Lamar Jackson, they made a bold move back in that draft. They said, we're going to build around this guy. We like this guy. We're going to go get him at 32. A little less risk because where you picked them, but still, that was a lot of risk to kind of change the way they did things on offense and change all that around Lamar Jackson. and it worked out for them, and then they won some games. And again, they didn't necessarily win big, but they won. You even look at a team like Kansas City to go get Mahomes. They had Alex Smith, and you could have sat there with Alex Smith. You could have sat there with Alex Smith, who was an MVP candidate, turned out to be that year, Mahomes' rookie year when he sat. They went up and traded for a guy they liked in Mahomes, and look where it's got him. So my question to you guys, has there already been a bold move for the Jags, or was this the one? Was the Calvin Ridley move the one that changes your organization for the next few years and puts you on a different level? Even though it looks like the Jags are on the rise, it fast-tracks that even more.
You know what's funny? I think the bold move was supposed to be the Trayvon Walker pick.
Interesting.
It was the unexpected first pick of the draft. Everyone looking at them to get Hutch. They get Trayvon Walker because what they believe Trayvon brings to the table is more versatility, more speed, that freakish stature. But it was unexpected. People second-guessed it, and had it worked, or if it ultimately works the way they want it to, it will impact this franchise for years to come. I do think the Ridley move ended up becoming that bold swing for the fences, and we'll see if that works out. But I don't think that was plan A for the bold moves.
Casey, what do you think? Because that's a good take, I think, by Schachterbaum there. That's your name. But you could also argue a couple of things, and I don't know if we know how that's going to play out yet, but Trayvon Walker is an interesting one. You could have gone different directions. I think even Devin Lloyd moving up, I mean, I don't know if that's super bold, a little more calculated, but I think you could make the case some of those moves were bold. Heck, paying the amount of money Christian Kirk. So there are candidates here. But this carries some unknown. I mean, you went and traded for a suspended player and a guy that didn't really want to play football 2 years ago. Is this the one, Casey?
Yeah, I think it is. I think those others had their fair share of boldness. I think Aaron's closest with that Trayvon Walker call. But, I mean, at the end of the day is they traded for a player that they knew really little about, that they could even talk to or know about. And he was suspended, to your point. Now, we come to find out for what he's told us in the last, 24 hours about his life, it seems like, maybe it wasn't that risky when you find out more about him. But just on the surface, when you trade for a player that you have no idea is going to, one, get reinstated because they made it clear they didn't know, and two, you don't really know the person until you get him in and get to talk to him. And then even then, it takes time to know people. I think it was incredibly bold. And will it work out? Time will tell. I think it can work out in a lot of different ways, even if it doesn't mean big-time contract extension or any of that. It can still work out. But it was a shot they took, similar to what they did in the draft, and they just keep taking shots and shots. But as of now, Calvin Ridley's won the offseason part of it. They haven't won any of these shots yet.
I'm going to throw another bold move in here. This is what I like about this topic, because we don't know what it is yet, right? The Bills didn't know that was the boldest of moves when Stephon Diggs was traded for. It felt like a little bit of one. It felt like you could argue both sides of it. But we found out a couple years later, wow, that was a really bold move. That was a good move. I'll give you another one that enters the equation. Trent Baalke. I mean, keeping Trent Baalke? Is that as bold a move as Shad Khan has ever made?
Actually, you know what? I'm changing my answer. Because Shad Khan could have walked on from Trent Baalke and no one would have blinked.
No, they would have thrown a parade. Blinked.
And to the point, the opposite happened, and the whole city was like, what? And it's worked out. It's been a bold swing for the fences, and I think you can honestly say whether Ridley hits or not, whether Trayvon hits or not, and that's an important one to hit on. I think Baalke has proved that he brings value to the table.
Guys, I do think Ridley is the answer here, because, again, you're talking about a player that a couple years ago red flagged because he was mentally worn out and admitted to it. Now, we have more insight on that now in the Players Tribune article. How much did the Jags have insight on that? I don't know. How much could you actually do homework on this guy when he was suspended by the league? And then the other red flag, suspended by the league. And now you're taking a 29-year-old guy who hasn't played for a couple of years. Can he return to form? So there's still a boldness about this because there are unknowns about how he's going to be. But man, you watch like that Brian Baldinger video, the breakdown on Calvin Ridley, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is going to be fun on Sundays. So, it might pay off to that degree. The bottom line is I think there are some other candidates here, but from a player acquisition standpoint, this really feels it. And this is what I've said about this move. I've been covering this team for 15 years. This was the most creative move I've seen that I can remember from the Jacksonville Jaguars. They've tried some different things, probably less risky things. This had risk to it, but wasn't immensely risky like a first-round pick, or a first overall pick or a second overall pick. But I think your your bold move right now, the top of the list, has got to be Calvin Ridley from a player acquisition standpoint. And maybe what we're looking at is a series of bold moves that helps change this franchise from keeping Trent Baalke to picking Trayvon Walker to trading up for Devin Lloyd to going to get Calvin Ridley. That all happened in a calendar year, really in about 11 short months in 2022. That, again, can change your franchise. The quarterback and the coach can change your franchise too. I think the Jags were about to be changed because Trevor Lawrence, because Doug Peterson. But can they change it to a degree you've never felt before? And maybe the Jags are on that rise now for the next few years to put them in that different category of team amongst the elite and true contenders in the NFL. It certainly feels that way. Let's take a break. We are live from TPC Sawgrass, as always, of course, during Players Championship Week, and we'll be out here tomorrow once again. Hope to see you out this week here at the Players. The Brent Friends live from the Players Championship, sponsored by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller. Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz, Brent Martineau. We're back with an update on the Players and more football talk right after this.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A nice day today under partly sunny skies. Temperatures will reach the 70s, still a little bit cooler at the beaches, dropping into the mid to upper 50s tonight. And tomorrow starts out with sunshine, but then gives way to clouds, and by late in the afternoon into the evening, some rain. Highs tomorrow, though, will reach the low 80s for your Friday. I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Now get 0% interest for 5 years with nothing down.
Stogie Fest, the Southeast premier cigar event, is back at Aromas March 24th through the 26th. It all kicks off Friday, March 24th at 6 p.m. with events throughout the evening. Saturday, enjoy the Stogie Feast, an exotic meat lover's dinner followed by beer, scotch, wine, and of course, cigar samples. Stogie Fest Sunday starts at 11 a.m. and features cigar sampling, great food, a designer car show, and more. This event will sell out, so go to aromas.com to get your tickets today. That's aromas.com.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjax.com.
As the seasons change, one thing remains the same. Jacksonville and all of Northeast Florida are fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. If you spot ESPN 690 anywhere in the community, come hang with us and grab an ice-cold Celsius.
Make yourself at home with Community First Credit Union. Our home loans offer great low rates on mortgages and home equity lines of credit. With quick closings and no closing costs, it's easier than ever to make your home your happy place. So make your move and just be yourself with Community First. Apply now at communityfirstfl.org. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Are you ready for a great deal? Do you have your heart set on a new Toyota? Then go to the Ready, Set, Go sales event happening now at Arlington Toyota. Of course, at Arlington, you get Ready, Set, Go deals and more, like 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty. That's unlimited time and miles. But you better shop now before Ready, Set, Go is gone. Don't wait. Shop in person and online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
Injured on the job? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Glenn Levine, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Jacksonville.
Could your business service more customers if you could just find the right staff? At CMG, we have a large database of people who have specifically opted in the last 14 days to receive more information about job opportunities. Through our omni-channel approach, we can launch a complete marketing approach across email, social media, and video to market to these people, and with a message about why they should come work for you. Let us do the work for you to find the talent you need. Head to cmg.com to find out more, and we will get back to you with the next steps.
Children's Home Society of Florida is celebrating 120 years of devoted service to children and families statewide. Before the invention of bubblegum or the Model T Ford, CHS was uniting Florida residents to come together and aid vulnerable children. Today, CHS is asking you to be a part of their storied history and help kids in this community. Become a volunteer, mentor, or community ambassador, or make a one-time or ongoing gift to help local efforts. To learn more, visit chsfl.org.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Sometimes they drop and sometimes they don't, especially when rounds are going like that, and you obviously wish to have them, but you know, it is what it is. Overall, the game feels really good, and I'm just going to take that into the next few days and just kind of use that momentum, you know, to hopefully play 3 more really good rounds.
That is Collin Morikawa, one shot off the lead after a brilliant 7 under par 65 here today at TPC Sawgrass in the Players' Championship. Jordan Spieth playing the 9th hole right now, and these guys are finding themselves in some interesting spots here in round 1 of the Players' Championship with really not a lot of wind. The wind is not up much here at TPC Sawgrass on a Thursday to open the 2023 Players. Brent Friends live from the Players' Championship, sponsored by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller. Brent Martineau, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz here on a Thursday, and this course can be tough, Kasey, golf aficionado.
Yeah, dog.
But I almost get the sense some of these big-name guys just aren't playing well. I don't think this is course toughness today. I asked, I forget who it was, but somebody after their round about, like, the rough. Did it play any different than you expected? And they say the rough might be a little bit thicker this year, but overall the course is the course. I just think some of these guys aren't hitting great golf shots right now.
It's actually been a lot of bad golf shots. We're looking at Justin Thomas in an extremely bad spot on 9. And my question is, what's going on with 1? Because I think my whole entire fantasy team, 2 different lineups, 10 golfers, I'm pretty sure they all double bogeyed it. So what happened at 1?
Yeah, 1's a tough hole to double bogey, but it's an easy hole to bogey.
Oh, well, it's actually easy to double bogey today, especially for the professionals. By the way, Justin Thomas just went from the hills on 9 to the bunker, so things are not going well for JT, who is on my fantasy team.
I just think they're a little out of form right now here on this Thursday. Again, the wind is not up. Like, usually you'd see some guys messing around. Like, maybe they're overthinking a little bit. I just don't think they're playing well, some of these guys. Obviously, Collin Morikawa played brilliant. Chad Ramey played brilliant. Ring the cowbell for Chad. Mississippi State also won in the SEC tournament, so it's a big day for Mississippi State.
How about them Bulldogs?
So we'll keep you updated on the golf, by the way. Okay. We'll see. We'll get some better play. I'm not saying we've had brutal play all across the board, but we did have a 7 on the par 3 17th hole. Guy by the name of Kraft.
Kelly
Kraft hit it in twice.
That's tough.
I think that's our big number so far on 17.
Can't win them all.
But again, with the wind's down, so hitting in the water on 17, like, that shouldn't happen a bunch today. I don't think there are many balls in the water, but we'll see if it picks up a little bit later this afternoon. Did you guys see this? Now I hope I can find it. Did you see Lane Johnson?
I did just see that.
I missed this.
Break.
What is Lane Johnson saying something, or someone saying something about
it's just
Lane?
kind of a fun. there are a couple of fun things sometimes that float around, like really aren't story topics as much as, holy cow, that's like what that guy does for a living. And the one thing, like we never talked about it this week, but it was amazing the guy at the combine that tore his ACL and then went and lifted. Now, I understand you're talking about your knee and then you're talking about bench
Brent, I could do that.
You could, but could you do it to the degree he did it? And like I almost think that will help him down the road as the team drafts him, right? Like the willingness to go do it. I would.
Well, it was interesting in the aftermath of the combine workout. A couple of his former coaches started sharing other stories about how, I'm using hyperbole, but basically his finger was falling off and he's still playing through the pain. He's just one of these tough guys. He's getting recognized for it right now.
Psychopath.
And then there are big guys. So this from a tweet. Lane Johnson says he eats 5,500 calories a day.
Same as Case.
To maintain his massive 330-pound frame.
Yeah, no lies detected.
I don't think Kasey would be flexing and looking like this.
I ain't seen it. But
So if you really want to know how you do that, this is according to The Athletic. His daily targets are to consume 250 grams of protein.
Wow.
That's 1,000 calories. 850 grams of carbs. 3,400 calories. And then to keep his fat below 30% of his daily intake, about 1,100 calories.
Just chugging heavy creamer for breakfast.
I know what that is. Got to be what, a lot of eggs.
It's got to be eggs and chicken and breads and grains and
waffles.
No vegetables.
Remember Michael Phelps? I think it was Phelps, or maybe it was Ryan Lochte.
It was.
I
think Michael Phelps was a 12,000 calorie a day diet.
Is that what he is? And I used to swim, and so I get that. Like they swim like 5-6 hours.
What a comparison!
Brent's
I used to swim. I'm just like Michael Phelps.
He's an Olympic athlete.
Didn't say that. You said that. You're such a young guy. That's what you guys always do. These young guys.
I used to
They just
swim.
say that.
It's
I
pretty
did not
comparable.
say that.
It's pretty comparable. I used to swim. Same diet.
It's like me and Michael Phelps. Same stuff.
But
who's Ryan Lochte?
Hey,
Never heard of him.
Look at me, right?
Yep.
Former swimmer.
All right.
In decent shape.
Yep.
See? Like, that's what happens. Like, you burn calories.
Well, maybe you're a good swimmer, but I'll tell you what, man, with this body, I am a flotation device.
So the point is, you burn a lot of calories swimming.
Yeah.
And they do swim at a competitive swim for him. He's swimming probably some 5-6 hours a day.
Dude shows up to the Cracker Barrels. I'll take the left side of the menu, please.
So I get it. But what's different here is, like, 5,500 calories seems like a lot, too, even though it's not Michael Phelps kind of stuff. But, like, linemen are supposed to be fat guys that don't care what they eat, aren't they?
No. Well, yeah, maybe. I guess if you're trying to maintain 330 or 320.
Like, the dream of an offensive lineman is, I don't have to worry about the diet.
How funny is that it's after they retire, they got to start watching their shape?
Oh, and most of them do. Like, right, Joe Thomas, we talked, Brad Meester did it right away, lost weight.
Silly.
It's an unhealthy weight to maintain for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But I guess in a sense, now you compare it to like a guy like Phelps, it's a little surprising that's all he eats is 5,500 calories.
Well, look, if you're going to compare yourself to Phelps, then I'll compare myself to Lane Johnson. I'm out here trying to eat 5,000 calories, man. I'm living that life. Me and Case just had some delicious Arby's for lunch. I'm on my way.
I didn't pick it up, though. You know what I'm saying?
He's still afraid to get out there.
Oh. By the way, this is just a disaster for Justin Thomas. He's been on this hole for like 12 minutes just on the green alone. That's a disaster. Sorry.
Are you surprised? Is that today's athlete, though? Like, do you think if you went back 30 years, you'd find offensive linemen that in tune with...
Well, I think food was a little healthier also 30, 40, 50 years ago. Like, those guys were probably overeating, but to the tune of lean meats, vegetables, and fruit. Versus today, where, you'll take 3 boxes of Captain Crunch to the Dome, and then you've covered your calories for the day.
Yeah. Well, I get what you're saying, yeah. And there's also more science about it.
Yes.
So, I mean, you're seeing guys like Aaron Donald plays a position where most guys, body fat, where Aaron Donald's position at 300 and something pounds is X,
minimal,
right? Well, his is
minimal.
Yeah, he looks like a tight end, that's ripped. Lane Johnson, if you look at this picture, I mean, he doesn't look Aaron Donald-like, but he sure as heck doesn't look like this overweight offensive lineman.
Yeah, the days of Warren Sapp was a good example of one of these guys, these bigger 300-pound guys who looked all of the 300 pounds.
Well, and the other part of it, too, is like that's why you see these guys move so well at the combine. Like, it's not a surprise anymore.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Light on their feet.
Everybody talks about the fast guys, the 4.3 guys, everything else. The thing that gets me about the combine is those 345-pound guys running as fast as they do.
A sub 540.
That is scary.
Yeah.
Another reason not to play in the NFL.
That's the thing. If you're getting pursued by 320 pounds, you're like, at least I can outrun the man. Not so quick.
Yeah, just funny. Sometimes you see a tweet and you're like, really? That's a crazy thing. Let's get to South Beach Gary right now. He's probably not talking about his diet, but instead the Miami Hurricanes. What's happening?
Good afternoon, guys. But don't forget, guys, back in the day, they used to have 2 days, though.
Well, that's true. You could eat more.
Now the Dolphins have 2-a-days.
I think Don Shula had him on the field from daylight to dark. He was a bit crazy. But
Hey, Gary, let me ask you this. Have you heard me complain about Aaron Rodgers recently? I've been doing a lot of complaining. If the Jets end up taking Aaron Rodgers, I've said I'm going to quit the Jets. I'm going to let Kasey pick my next team that I root for. He hasn't told me who he's going to choose, but I feel fairly confident he's going to try and pick the Dolphins, Gary. How would you feel about me and you rooting for the same team?
Hey, no, I don't want Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. Hey, Aaron, have they discussed what the compensation would be? Do you know what the compensation is?
Yeah, everyone on the Packers side is like a first-rounder plus. Everyone on the Jets side is talking second and third. They don't want to give up that first-round pick this year.
Oh, okay. All right. So guys, what do you think about the Jags percentage where they go corner, edge rusher, offensive line in the first round? Give me the percentage of you guys think of the position.
Look at that. A rare good question from South Beach
A
Gary.
rare one. All right, South Beach Gary, thanks. Congrats on the Miami Hurricanes win today in the ACC tournament. What do you got in play? Corner, edge, interior, and now do you bring offensive linemen in play, assuming Jawan Taylor is gone?
Are we only talking first round?
Yeah. I think that's what South Beach Gary's referring to.
Okay, yeah. If we're assuming Jawan Taylor's gone, let's throw offensive line in there too.
All right. I'm going to still say you need a starter. I'm going to come with the fan base here and say I'm a
it's not this
40% corner.
40?
I'm a 30% interior.
Okay.
I'm a 20% edge.
Okay.
And a 10% lineman. 40, 30, 20, 10.
Nice.
With Jawan Taylor gone.
That's a hard thing to do, by the way, on the fly.
To
you
count
really gotta
to
add
100?
up to 100.
I was really hoping you missed it.
We have enough problems with the salary cap.
If Jawan Taylor's gone, I'll put offensive line in the first round at 40.
Wow.
I will put defensive interior in the first round at 20.
So you're at 60.
I would put
now we're getting good at this.
I would put tight end in the first round at 15.
Wasn't even an option, but okay.
Oh, I like that.
Where's corner?
I would put corner at 25.
Okay, so you worked a weird backwards.
I'm just working through all the positions. That's all.
So they're definitely not drafting an edge rusher. 0%.
0%.
Interesting.
In the first round, 0%.
I should have put tight end in there, though. That's a decent option.
You shouldn't have. It'd be more math. I don't know. The guys, this isn't very tough. A lot of corners.
80% corner?
80% corner. 80%. There's a lot of them. One of them's going to fall to you. It's going to be fine. If it's not that, it's Osiris Torrance, so I guess 20% left guard.
Wow, interesting.
Although I want it to be Darnell Washington 100%, but I just can't. It's not going to be.
I will say this.
Why are you drafting a guard in the first round, Case?
I just think they will. The reports have been good. They love drafting Gators. I know that's more of a storyline than anything. But, I mean.
The chat's going to go meltdown.
It is an interesting play there because he showed well at the Combine. He has good tape from last year. I'm not sold on it. I just think it's something that they would do because then you could look at it and say, we've got everybody under contract, either rookie or extension with Cam Robinson. These are the boys we're riding with. We've invested in it, and let's go.
Do you draft Osiris Torrance to have him start over?
Big time.
Okay.
Yeah, right away.
Yeah, over Barch. Which that's why I don't agree with it. I don't think that's happening. But I think here's where the corner makes so much sense is we've done this before. Unless you want to do that and say you need to upgrade Barch and you don't like him and you need a starting left guard, there are no other starting positions to be had on this football team. Like, even if you take tight end, he's playing a backup role.
Yeah.
So that's where corner makes a lot of sense. But I also just don't think this team wants to be pigeonholed into doing that, where at 24 you can take the best player available on the board, and somebody's going to slip down there that's probably higher rated than a corner. And you can still get corners in round 2 and 3 that can really help you out. So I'm not convinced it's going to be corner. Corner does logically make a lot of sense. Let's get to Steven real quick before we take a break. Steven, what's up?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Great.
Hey, not too much. Man, all the golf talk makes me regret giving up the game when I couldn't fix my problem.
Yeah, well, all you got to do is watch Netflix and those guys flying around on jets, and it might be the best lifestyle ever.
Well, I had a bad splicing problem, so I couldn't fix it.
Yeah, you would have been flying around on jets.
Well, no, I would really look stupid aiming for the left because I know it's going to the right. But, no, my main thing is when you were talking salary cap, I mean, we're right now at the break-even point, you know, because it's been reported we need about $8 million at least to sign the rookies from the draft. Now, if we get a couple more restructures in there, we might be able to do a little bit more. I just don't see us having a huge free agency class as much as people want. And to Aaron's comment yesterday about Calvin Ridley saying he's going to be hungry. He got suspended and he did not get paid that $11 million. He is extremely hungry. You took money out of his pocket.
Tell him, buddy.
So I would really keep up that 1,400 deal.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, Steven. Thanks for the call. And, again, I don't think the Jags would be big splash players here in the free agency realm. They're going to still try to keep Jawan Taylor, but that ship may even have sailed. And nice to know that Steven was trying to give South Beach Gary a run for his money on the phone quality today.
Yeah, but I think that was more Kasey than Steven.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll blame that on Kasey.
It wasn't.
Yeah, that's poor form by the producer.
It's really not.
But just kidding, Steve. It's all right. We get it. You're on the way back.
Hey, Kasey, the levels on the board aren't a suggestion. You actually have to watch those things.
I was watching.
I
What
love
are you
how we
talking
turned
about?
this into your problem. Or I haven't. Aaron has. Brent Friends live from the Players Championship, sponsored by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller. We're back with a scoreboard update and what else is happening in the football world. Or have we gone quiet until the league year begins? It's on ESPN 690 coming up.
Brent and Friends is sponsored by Best Bet, now open in St. Augustine.
Yellow Card is coming to Daly's Place on July 21st and 22nd. And ESPN 690 has tickets to the show. Log on to ESPN 690 and register to win tickets to see Yellow Card celebrating 20 years of Ocean Avenue.
Hello there. My name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you're going to get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
O'Reilly. Don't risk getting stranded with a bad battery. Let the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts test your battery for free. If it needs to be replaced, get up to a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with purchase of select Superstart batteries. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
As the seasons change, one thing remains the same. Jacksonville and all of Northeast Florida are fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. If you spot ESPN 690 anywhere in the community, come hang with us and grab an ice-cold Celsius.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinsky. The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Prime Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now. 904-664-8214. 904-664-8214. That's 904-664-8214.
Discover how good your water can be with the new Connecticut softener drinking water system. Connecticut's twin tank non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. This month, you can trade in any brand water softener and receive $750 towards a new Connecticut Premier Series softener. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and provide solutions that are right for you and your family. Imagine having clean, clear, purified water at your home. No more plastic bottles, no more waste, just great tasting, purified water that you can trust. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. Financing options available with approved credit. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1428211.
The Beaches Green Market is a great place for families, friends, and pets to shop and eat local. Come to the Beaches Green Market this and every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Penman Park on Penman Road, just north of Beach Boulevard, for fresh local fruits and vegetables, plants, meats, eggs, baked goods, honey, wellness products, ready-to-eat snacks and drinks, and local artist craft goods. If you have an EBT card, stock up on free fruits and vegetables and edible plants. The Beaches Green Market, connecting people to better food. Go to diglocal.org to learn more.
Why have over 2 million people trusted their bath remodels to Bathfitter? When a normal day is anything but normal, we fit your schedule with our unique tub-over-tub process installed in just a day with no demolition. When high quality is the only quality that matters, we fit your standards. We've been remodeling baths for over 35 years, and every bath we install comes with a lifetime warranty. Get the bath you want in a day with quality that lasts a lifetime. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Hey, it's Brent Mortno from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
And welcome back to the Players' Championship. Brent Mortno along with Kasey Kurtz and Aaron Schachter. Brent and Friends live from the Players, sponsored by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller. And just a couple minutes before we hit the top of the hour here on the show. And I just saw something again. Kasey, I want you to get your thoughts on this. You've been watching the Gators baseball team or college baseball at all?
Yeah. The Gators.
I don't know if I've only tweeted about this or have said it on the show. And I know, like, college baseball, I think college baseball is great, by the way. I think it's in the best spot it's, like, ever been.
I agree.
And so many of the – I think because it's older and less rounds of the draft, and you feel like a lot of these guys are just going to go be in the big leagues in a couple of years. That's how good they are. There's more good players than ever before. So there's a bunch of different reasons, and we talked about that recently. But I'm convinced the ball's juiced. And I tweeted this recently, and I've had some other people come up to me, and then I just saw something else that someone passed along on, like, TikTok or something. They said there are, like, 900 more home runs hit this time through 20 games than there were last year.
Yeah.
Is that a real number, or are you using hyperbole right now?
No. Like, 900. It was like 2,500 or 2,600 across the country this through 20 games last year, according to this. And there are 3,500 this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
900 more through 20 games. And that's not the only story. They're being hit like 485 feet.
Yeah, them boys is hitting them.
I mean, I will tell. I always go back and tell this story. Maybe not on air, but
oh no,
I had a chance to hit one time with like some minor league baseballs. All right, so I pitched like all these regular baseballs that you just buy, and you know our goal at this time, whatever Ty's age was to get it over the fence at the little field. All right, so he's like a teenager, but he's a little guy.
Why did you have to do that to him?
No,
you had to throw it at the little field.
No, it was the little field. Just get it over the fence
man.
because that's
you think he's taking some shots.
I'm not taking shots. I'm reality. That's what our goal was at that point, and he could do it, but so he'd hit him out. Well, these guys, these minor league balls over, and so we do a bucket of minor league balls, and I'm not kidding you. These things went over the hitting cage in the outfield. Like, he was hitting it into the woods.
Monster shots.
They were like 25, 30 feet. I'm like, you either throw the best BP ever or these balls are different. And I'm convinced, Once I saw that, I'm like, wow, they play with different balls in like the minor leagues and obviously in the pros.
Maybe Ty's just got that Brady Anderson stroke.
And I wish. And I'm convinced they've moved like that style baseball to college.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like if the disparity is that big, it's hard to deny.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I don't really think it's a conspiracy.
I don't even know if it's a bad thing.
It's not.
When you say the ball is juiced, it kind of implies that years it is and years it isn't. I would bet it's closer to just this gradient of how tightly wound they
it's all that
those
stuff,
things.
like lower laces, stuff like that. It's just it's a ball that's going to fly more.
Yeah.
All right? And the other thing is college baseball got itself in trouble in the late 90s, and you wouldn't remember this, Kasey, but the game, it was slow-pitch softball. The game, like, whatever they had done with the bats and everything, it was it was more. It was like 18-14, like every game.
Yeah.
And But I do think there's some entertainment value, and these guys are hitting monster shots, and they are really good players, and they're older, and they're bigger, and there's all that stuff too. But I think it's just a fact. I mean, the ball is different than it's been. And I think there are a lot of people starting to believe it in college baseball. We'll be back. We are live at TPC Sawgrass here at the Stadium Course Players Championship. We'll give you a 4 o'clock update on who's winning the players and where the big names are when we come back on ESPN 690.
Ready for some baseball? It's almost time for your Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Opening day is April 5th, and 1-to-1 Financial Credit Union has the deal. 1 week only, March 13th to the 18th. Stop by any 1-to-1 Financial branch and pick up BOGO Jumbo Shrimp ticket packages. Buy one, get one.
Yeah.
That's 20 game vouchers for just $1.95. No blackout dates, only the reserve seats.
Yeah.
Just hit up your hometown credit union 1-to-1. March 13th to the 18th. Get your BOGO and support the home team. Thirsty Thursday has never been better. Federally insured by NCUA.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
Hey folks, Dave Benyon here with Zero Res. I'm here today with my son Ammon. Ammon is the air duct cleaning manager for Zero Res. So Ammon, many people ask, who should I hire to clean my air ducts?
Well, there's a few things to look for. First, does the company have an HVAC contractor's license? In the state of Florida, you must have this to legally clean air ducts. Second, is the technician properly trained? Zero Res technicians are trained and certified by the National Air Duct Cleaning Association. Third, what kind of system are they using? Zero Res uses the most powerful truck-mounted system in the industry that generates over 15,000 cubic feet per minute of air movement. Most companies use a portable unit at around 5,000 CFMs. That's a third the power of Zero Res. Cleaning air ducts is all about power.
So, are you running any deals?
This month, I'm giving $50 off the air duct cleaning, and if you mention WOKV, I'll give you another $50 off your dryer vent cleaning.
Wow, so I can get up to $100 off?
That's right.
Remember, folks, Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
The following message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Elder Affairs, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
It's good to have hobbies, it's good to travel, it's good to do fun things in retirement, but I think most of us also want to do something meaningful in terms of giving back to the community.
I think if you start as an ombudsman, it's going to tear at your heartstrings and it's going to pull you in. Our older folks need us.
For more information, go to ombudsman.elderaffairs.org. That's ombudsman.elderaffairs.org.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Yellow Card is coming to Daly's Place on July 21st and 22nd. And ESPN 690 has tickets to the show. Log on to ESPN 690 and register to win tickets to see Yellow Card celebrating 20 years of Ocean Avenue.
Hey, it's Brent Martineau. Check out Action Sports Jacks weekdays from 3 until 6 on ESPN 690.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The MRI on the left thigh of Mavericks guard Luka Doncic comes back clean. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports he shouldn't miss significant time. Doncic left last night's game against the Pelicans, but says the thigh has been bothering him for about 2 weeks. ESPN's Diana Rossini reports the Jets are now more confident that they can acquire quarterback Aaron Rodgers. No other teams appear to be making a move toward Rodgers.
I never got a sense from the Raiders. There's been a lot of chatter about them being a team that was in on Aaron. They told me they were not. They're looking to the quarterbacks more like Jimmy Garoppolo, more those other types, not the future Hall of Famers like Aaron Rodgers. That's going to cost a lot of money and would be available only through a trade.
Diana Rossini on Greeny. The Jets and Packers are talking about a possible trade package involving Rodgers. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports the Jets will cut wideout Braxton Berrios by next week, saving $5 million against the salary cap. The Texans lose a fifth-round pick and are fined $175,000 for a salary cap reporting violation.
We all know the game isn't over till it's over. So next time you need parts for your car, don't call it quits. Go to eBay Motors. They have 122 million parts to take your car into overtime. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
ESPN 690 and Action Sports Shacks presents Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau.
We're going to have to show a little more patience than the year 2 pom-pom people.
Casey Kurtz.
Yo! Well, what are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Hit him! Hit him! Yeah! Boom! Jack! Boom! Yeah! Boom! Jack! Boom! This is Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau, Kasey Kurtz, and Aaron Schachter on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. ESPN 690.
4 o'clock hour we go here from the Players Championship. TPC Sawgrass, Brent and Friends on ESPN 690. And all our coverage all week long here at ESPN 690. Brent and Friends live from the Players, sponsored by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller. Kasey Kurtz, Aaron Schachter along for the ride. Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton coming up at 6 o'clock. And we get ready to break out the brackets coming up on Sunday as the NCAA tournament gets cooking next week. Really a fun time in sports. The league year happens next year. It'll be a little quieter for the Jacksonville Jaguars, so we have that. But over the next few days, it's about the Players Championship here in Jacksonville. And Kasey, do me a favor. You got a little music?
Sure. Hold on.
Kind of music.
Yeah, what kind
I
of
didn't know
music?
we were doing requests.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to give a little leaderboard update, but I feel like I need some music.
Okay.
Need some leaderboard music, Case. Get producing. What are you doing?
I mean, I don't really have good leaderboard
Hurry
music.
it up. He's waiting
It's
on you.
playing.
Any music is good music.
There we go.
Except this one.
Okay. Sorry.
That would have been dope.
All right, let's try this.
It actually could have been pretty good.
What?
Dude, I don't have golf music. Start talking, bro.
Oh, this is good. I'm just getting a vibe for it. I like it.
This is like bad 80s commercial music.
All right, hold.
All right,
Nope.
one
nope,
more try.
Nope.
Mulligan.
I see these aren't my beds. I don't know.
How about my Aaron Rodgers hippie music?
I deleted that, unfortunately. All right, we're going with this.
All right, hip hop hooray for a golf update. Let's do it.
Let's do it. We can liven this thing up. They're trying to get that going, right? A little more lively here on the PGA Tour. Well, Chad Ramey in the lead at 8 under par. Colin Morikawa, that's a name you know, two-time champ, 7 under with a 65. He's one back. Beautiful round. Pendrith, you don't know him well. He's 5 under. Taylor Pendrith. Woo Lee, I'm giving last names because that's all I have right now, is 4 under. Denny McCarthy, some names I do know. 4 under. But Zutenhout is 4
Christian.
God bless you.
Svensson.
Adam.
Nice. Very good. 4 under. Scotty Scheffler. You know that name. He's 4 under.
That's my guy.
Siwoo Kim, 3 under. Davis is 3 under. Justin Rose, 3 under.
Cam
Lashley.
Davis.
By the way, I would
Nate
say
Lashley.
lower, but it's Lauer.
Don't
That's
know.
right, Casey. Lauer.
He's 3 under through 12.
Okay.
Let's see. It's got some big names. Boy, I tell you what, you got to go down there to get past like the Schefflers and Morikawa. You got to go all the way to John Rahm at 1 under par. He is in at 71. Jordan Spieth's now 1 under through 10. And Tommy Fleetwood even.
Thomas.
Terrell Hatton. He's a hot pick this week.
Big hat.
Even par 72. Patrick Cantlay.
PC.
72. Adam Scott, former champ, and Ricky Fowler, former champ, both 72s. You know, not
that's
bad for
Casey
Ricky.
Sleeper.
Good sleeper pick.
What happened to Ricky Fowler?
He had that midlife slump, Brent.
I mean, But is he coming back?
Seems like it. He's
Like
playing
a lot
well
of
now.
guys slump and then come back.
Tell
Like,
him, Case.
It's been a while.
He's playing well.
He's playing all right.
He's playing okay.
Yeah, he's all right. He's a good sleeper pick.
Former winner, good sleeper pick.
Former winner of golf, yeah.
TPC out of Sawgrass.
He
Out of
has
Sawgrass.
won.
He has one.
Victor Hovland, Matt Kuchar, Justin Thomas, Max Homa, all even as well. So let's go to the bottom because this can get fun. Who's had a bad day? Is it Herbert or Bear?
Bear.
Who is
Keegan. That a baby.
He's got a +8. Kelly Craft, 8 over.
Oh,
80.
Lucas. That's what you're asking me. Sorry, Lucas.
Yeah, 8 over. By the way, a Bear is 8 over through 12.
Well, he's not having a good go of things, no doubt.
Jonathan Vegas is 6 over.
Johnny
Harrison
V.
English, that's a Jags fan in English, 6 over.
Ugh.
Kurt Kitayama, who won last week in Orlando, 5 over. He triple bogeyed like the 4th hole today.
Ooh.
Who else? Chris Kirk, who just won, didn't he?
Yes, Honda
4
Classic.
over after 9.
Ah, Chris.
Ooh, Will Zalatoris, 4 over through 10.
Oh, that's Casey's pick.
Former champ Webb Simpson, 4 over through on the day, 76. Rory McIlroy shot a 76 as well. So, yikes, man.
Who did you pick, Aaron?
Got some bad
I picked
golf.
Scotty Scheffler.
You suck.
Scotty Scheffler.
Well, I don't
4
suck.
under.
He's 4 under. He's doing
The second best
he's
player
decent.
on the planet
Hey,
Earth.
not only
Yeah.
that, Brian Harmon, your lefty sleeper pick,
Great.
That
is
was
1
my
over.
sleeper pick. Yeah.
Awesome.
Not bad.
No bad, but yeah.
What's the
Lingworth
matter,
was my
Case? You
sleeper
okay?
pick. He's even.
Oh, good.
And I got Jordan Spieth, and
Oh,
he's
nice.
now 1 under.
I like the 9th best player on the planet. Cool.
What are we supposed to be picking? We're picking winners.
I mean, it's a good field.
Okay, I don't understand this guy.
Who would you have picked?
Keegan Bradley.
Oh,
Still.
yeah, you would have picked.
Yes.
Is he still 1 under?
Yeah, big time. He just made a good big par.
I'll give you Keegan Bradley if you want him.
Yeah, thank you.
You
I
should
do want
stick him with Zalatoris.
You should stick me with Zalatoris.
Maybe I should have Zalatoris be your sleeper pick now that he's 4 over.
Very asleep.
My man's is asleep.
Very asleep.
What's like? Ty actually asked me this morning when Rory McIlroy double bogeyed 1, which also will tell you. I'm sorry, double bogeyed 10. That was his starting hole, and so he's 2 over par. And this will tell you where Ty's at in his world. It's like, I wonder what the live odds are right now on Rory to win.
Good kid. He gets it.
You're worried about whether he gets Snapchat or not. You better keep him away from the bank account.
Yeah, gotta keep him away from Fliff. That's the kid's
Which
site.
by the way, the odds were probably pretty good. He probably should have jumped on that, to be real with you.
Well, that's what
Fliff,
I'm wondering. Like, what are like the live odds right now? You think for Rory McIlroy to win at 4 over?
I can tell you in a second. But
Because he'll come storming back. He'll have a good round tomorrow. He'll have a moving day Saturday. I'm not going to tell you he'll win, but he'll be like he'll still put up a decent number.
my guess is it's not ridiculous because they know that it's possible. Buy me some time.
Can we talk about Fliff while you figure this out? I just learned about this.
Did you?
Plus-
From you right now.
I got it. It's plus 7,400
Wow.
live.
Oh,
So Fliff
that's
is like a
enticing.
fake betting app for kids?
No, it's real, dog.
it's not just for kids, but here's what they do, right? So Flip, this is the way of our world today.
All right.
So this Flip app, they give, like, you don't have to actually put money in.
Right.
So they'll give you $2 to bet.
Like a sign-up bonus.
So a sign up, but if you're under 18, you can't cash out no matter how much you have.
Right.
You can put more in, obviously, if
You're
you're
making
over 18.
investments, I see.
Like, I can put it in and then take it out because I'm over 18. But under 18, you can use it, you can bet, but you can't cash out.
Yeah, you're locked in as a
you're
customer
18.
until you're 18.
But you're also put nothing in because they put $2 in for you. And so when your account goes empty, they put another $2 in for you.
Oh, really?
And so what are they doing? They're getting kids hooked on the
Yeah, it's
idea
minor.
of
It's minor leagues of betting. Yeah.
Yes. Like, and all the kids are doing it.
But can you think of another
Like,
vice?
Kaylee is doing it.
Yeah, like, can you think of another like, could you imagine us sending 16-year-olds to a junior bar to learn how to do shots? Like, what is this?
I don't know. I think it's like half genius and half that's a major problem.
I'm totally going to download it now, but still.
I don't
going
know,
on?
I don't know the backstory, but I can tell you whatever the backstory and the idea of it is, that's what's happening. So
Pretty smart.
whether it was intended or not, that's what's happening.
They call it a sports prediction game.
Yeah, there you go.
Next generation social sports book. I got to check this out.
They got the next generation part right.
It's shocking to me.
But it's like, I'm sure there's a bigger plan here. when it comes to it, but the kids are on it.
Well, look, I don't know if your kids are busy after the show, but my kid was going to go practice murders after the radio show, so maybe you guys can send your kids and we could just get efficient with it.
Here's a stat from the Players' Championship. This will surprise you. Do you know what hole, I'll give this away, it's here at the Players' Championship, it's at TPC Sawgrass, that has the most 3-putts in the PGA Tour in the last 30 years?
One.
No.
That's the one giving everyone fits today, right?
Nine.
Fits. Nope.
2.
All right, we're going to keep
going. Got a couple more to guess.
13. So the 13th hole at TPC Sawgrass has the most 3-putts, according to this from the Players' Championship, in the last 30 years on tour.
Wow.
More than 16 at Augusta National. 17 at TPC Sawgrass is next. And then the 6th hole at Riviera Country Club, which I'm less familiar with. That is wild.
It's just so interesting to me as someone who's not locked in on golf, how varied and difficult TPC Sawgrass is relative to some of these other courses where you almost never have repeat champions. You almost never have the players at the top of the leaderboard who end up winning the tournament. It's really just about who's having a great weekend that weekend. It's a pretty intense course, man.
And it doesn't fit like a certain style golfer. Like if you're very just watch this thing on the outside looking in, there are courses that like ball striking is really important. Every week on tour you have to putt. Like if you're going to win, you probably have to make almost every putt inside 10 feet. Or have a very good percentage. But some courses are bomber courses, drive courses, precision courses, iron courses. Like this one is a little bit of everything and doesn't favor, and that's almost cliche now here at the Players to say it doesn't favor one style of golfer. And if you look at the history of it, it's absolutely true.
Right.
But you know what's wild to me that I was actually on TV and I said this in one of my scripts last night, and it actually hit me more after. Like I just kind of wrote it, and I'm like, it's pretty wild to think that the Players' Championship, and Kasey, I think you'll get this, or maybe you think this, maybe you don't, is a lot like the Daytona 500. Where, like, you really have no idea going in who's going to win. It doesn't matter if you've been playing well, if you have the best car at the Daytona 500. Like, you're going to get a guy that you might not know. Like, you're going to get just a goofy name once in a while that will win, or a long shot. You're going to get Fred Funk to win the Players' Championship. He was the oldest guy. He was a long shot to do it. But he can do it here at the Players because it's not a bombers-only course. Who just won the Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Hadn't won in 200 races.
Yeah.
Hadn't won in 200 races, and he wins the 500. And so it actually hit me like an hour away from each other are these two fantastic worldwide events that have about the most wide-open fields in sports in terms of predicting who's going to win.
I think it's a good call.
Interesting comparison.
It is. It's interesting, but I think it's right because in terms of fantasy, at least, I think if you're playing fantasy NASCAR and golf, which I do both, which might be a me problem, but there are some.
You should try Fliff.
Believe me, I'm going to try.
Just downloading as we speak.
Yeah, I'm putting money in. I'm going for $7,400 on Rory, but
they owe us some endorsement fees.
They really should. There are guys that you play at certain courses and certain racetracks like every year. They're like stapled in, the horses for courses, right?
Yeah.
I don't have that guy at TPC. My stuff is always different. Same thing with Daytona. So I think it is a good comparison, and you talk about you've had multiple kinds of winners, but you've also had multiple nationality players win. Cam Smith from Australia, he plays a different style. Justin Thomas, obviously American. Rory from Northern Ireland. Like, you have players from all over the world win who all have different styles of play. So, yeah, it's really anyone's opportunity, but at the end of the weekend, it'll figure itself out, and you will have some of the top players in the world up there, but that doesn't mean they're going to win.
And here's one other note about it. What else is interesting about both events is that if you take, let's just say, a 20-year span, and you take some of the top golfers over the last 20 years, and you take some of the top golf drivers in NASCAR over a 20-year span, most of them end up winning both of these events one time at least. And that's what was so wild about Dale Earnhardt, that he couldn't get the 500. He had won so many times at Daytona. He had won everything, but he couldn't get the 500, and then he finally did. But if you look at this race, you're going to see this event, you're going to see eventually Rory wins, Tiger wins, Justin Thomas. I think Jordan Spieth. I think Rahm will win. Like, these guys that haven't won will win because they're going to come back and they eventually get it done. So it's a pretty wild thing that year to year, it's wide open. Like, anybody can get it done. But over time, the cream rises to the top usually, and your best players, or at Daytona 500, your best teams and drivers usually find the winner's circle at some point.
Yeah, if you can pull that focus out and maybe look at the average finishes at the race or the average end scores for some of these golfers, maybe you start to see a theme or a trend over the course of multiple events. But to the point, on any given year, you're going to find some stranger at the top.
But you might have to wait if there's so many good players right now, like Jon Rahm and Jordan Spieth, for example. Like, and weight's maybe not the best thing, but it's going to take time. Like, you have to stay healthy for 20 years if you're going to win it. Like, not everybody can do that. Stay committed for that long. And you got to earn your way in. So if you get bad for a while, like Jordan Spieth did, you got to earn your way in. You have to figure out a win, or Ricky. So you have to find a way in some way or another. And that's what's also exciting about it, because you don't just get to go even if your name is whatever your name is. You still have to earn it in some way.
Yeah, that's a good call. Like, you do eventually have to play yourself into that kind of field and then be hot that time and get the W. So anyway, I was just thinking about, I was like, pretty wild that we have those. I think in each sport, I don't know how many other events, like you said, racing-wise, there's not too many events like the 500 where it's wide open. Talladega on a super speedway would be pretty similar.
And certain ballparks have different fences where you're like, oh, lefties in this park always.
Of course,
rake,
yeah, right. But are there any other golf tournaments, Kasey, like this wide open? Like, the Augusta favors like a style of play,
yeah,
right?
I would. Yeah, it's definitely not Augusta.
I mean, the PGA Championship roams around, so it's different courses, so that's kind of a hard one to do. Same with the other ones.
I think Eastlake could do some of this, but you will never get the opportunity because of how the scoring starts, which is the Tour Championship. And you start, if you're first in the FedEx Cup, you'll start like 15 under par. But the point of that is the guy that starts in the front doesn't always win. Last year, Scotty Scheffler lost it because it didn't work for him. So I think you see moving around in that event, but you'll never get the different winners because of how the score starts.
What about some of these like notoriously tough courses? Is that why they're tough? Because they're built in ways that don't necessarily favor a certain style of golfer, like Torrey Pines or Spyglass or something like that?
Well, I think the Pete Dye, who designed this course, is known for that, to not really favor a guy because it's more on the eye of everything, right? How it lines up perception, and I think that's what he wanted. I think he wanted to. It takes everything. Tiger would famously say when he came here, you can't cheat your way around this course and win. Like, there are some courses that you can be hitting it right and win. Well, there are some holes here you can't hit it right, and then there are other holes you can't hit it left. And so I think this course really, is a test in that regard to have it right for 4 days or most of the 4 days, which makes it great as well, which is fascinating. And I'll give you one other element to this, at least in the golf world. Tiger would set his schedule in courses that he felt fit him. Other players set their schedule because they have the choice to play most times based on where the event is, what fits their schedule, what fits their eye. This is one of those events that does not favor a certain player, but also you're playing it whether you want to or not because it's a big-time event. So even if Tiger's not feeling it, some of those years, he's playing here because it's a big deal to win the Players' Championship. It's big money. It's big everything. The only guy that I remember pretty much opting out of playing here because I just don't like the place and don't play well was when I first arrived in Jacksonville. I feel like Lee Westwood, there was a story that was a narrative. And he was one of the top golfers in the world at the time, but he hated it here.
Well, my man's don't got to worry about it now.
He does.
He's over with Liv.
I actually think in the last few times he played it, he actually ended up playing pretty well too.
He did.
But there was a story there when I first got to town that like Lee Westwood didn't like it. And I was like, I ain't coming. I don't care if I'm one of the top 3 golfers in the world. I'm not coming. So very few people would opt for that, even if they don't love the golf course. Hey, I don't know if you have this handy, but I do in case you don't. Aaron finds us some good topics sometimes.
Oh, thank you, Brent.
Kasey does too.
Don't lie.
Not really.
Aaron.
I do. They just don't make it to the show.
Aaron finds
Because they're so good?
Yeah,
the
they're so
best
good.
NFL nicknames of 2023.
I need to grab this.
I got it, too. Like, number one on the list is Sauce Gardner.
Oh,
It's
Sauce
a
is a
good one,
great
man.
nickname because he completely covers you. I love that one.
Tyreek Cheetah Hill, number 2.
This is not the text that I remember.
It is.
Well, I mean,
The one that was highlighted, I haven't heard yet.
no, that was towards the bottom of the rank, too. Sauce was ranked number 1.
Yeah, I'm just going in order here.
Yeah.
King Henry, the Honey Badger.
But these are all fairly well-known nicknames.
Here's one that I didn't know. Did you know Harrison the Hitman Smith?
Great. Anyone named the Hitman is.
But
is
did
a
you
great
know that's what
nickname.
they called him?
No, I had no idea.
Darius Big Play Slay.
Heard
That's
that one
easy.
before.
Mad Max
Heard that
Crosby,
one,
we know
sure.
that. Jerry Judge Judy.
Judge Judy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Love
Yeah,
it.
not bad.
This next one is a great one.
Matty Ice.
Yeah, Matt Ryan specifically.
Is he still playing?
He will be. It's free agency about to be.
Don't read the Nick Foles.
I won't read the Nick Foles one.
But you get it. You
We
know.
got it. Danny Dimes.
Danny Dollars now.
Danny Dollars. Very good. Quadzilla for Saquon Barkley.
Also, I would have accepted Saquads instead of
Very
Saquon.
good. Yeah, I would have accepted that. That's good. We're Jeopardy now. Marquise Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood.
You got to play a little better. Run CMC McCaffrey.
I think that's actually one of the best ones in the league, but that's just me.
Andy Red Rifle Dalton.
The Red Rifle. Sounds like a 70s rock band.
Famous Jameis is good. Teddy Two Gloves Bridgewater. Joe Coolborough.
No, you're not going to give any love to Jamie the Scottish Hammer Gillen?
Oh, did I miss that one?
You missed the punter on the New York Giants.
Sorry. Maybe it was because I was like, who is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Javon Gravedigger Hargrave.
Gravedigger. You have to live up to the name Gravedigger if that's the nickname.
Did we know DJ Chark well, but has Charknado really stuck more since he went to Detroit?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure that's caught on for him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for DJ Chark, Sharknado was like a fad that's now gone. So if that's the name, probably the nickname is gone
Which one
too.
did you drop? Oh, here we go.
Should I do something with this, or should we just let it ride?
Do not let it ride.
I probably shouldn't do the Cooper Cup one.
No, you shouldn't. Taysom Hill is the Mormon missile.
I don't get why we can't do
Hey, listen, if Aaron's moving on from something, we probably should
Listen,
move
if
on.
you want to find out his nickname, go to ranker.com and search for NFL nicknames, and you'll find Cooper Kupp ranked towards the
it. Or
bottom.
just think about that one video that one time.
Bobby Swagner.
He skipped past it.
I
so
like
quick.
Swagner.
I like it, too. He was uncomfortable.
it's
man,
not
if you can
good.
get Aaron uncomfortable, man, that's good.
We're talking about those other
He's
crappy
like, hey,
nicknames.
Hey,
There's a
fellas,
good one. We're
hey,
leaving
fellas,
it.
I got a pretty good gig on 96.9 The Eagle every
Yeah,
morning.
you're going to screw this. I got 3 kids to feed.
We're not getting in trouble for
I
that.
did not know Josh Allen was the winter soldier. Is it because you play in Buffalo where you average 8 feet of snow per Sunday?
Some of these are like, I feel like, what's his name? Boomer. Not Boomer Esiason.
Oh, Chris Berman.
Chris Berman. Thank
Yeah.
you. I feel like he gave like Alvin Lights Camara action.
But a good one, though.
Yeah,
I like
and
that
Joe
one.
mixing it up.
Also,
and Adam hooked on a Thielen.
Poor Joe Mixon.
Oh,
Rest in peace, Joe Mixon.
And by the way, we're stealing this from Julio Jones. Julio Waffle House Jones.
Because he's always
we got
open.
Trevor.
Yeah, keep scrolling, because I remember Gardner Minshew playing here for a little bit. Never once I remember somebody calling him the Jockstrap King.
Well,
Don't remember that.
I feel like I do remember.
Really?
Yes, I do remember. But
Brent and the
not
boys
like,
tossing that one around in the locker room, huh?
Gardner Jockstrap King Minshew was never said like in full, but there's
Like
a
it just was?
There's a Jockstrap story.
Oh no, is it tellable?
Yeah, it's like it's out there where he would basically just like walk around the locker room. I think in his jockstrap, like he was. That's what everybody said, at least.
I would have thought his nickname would be Uncle Rico.
Yeah, that would be something.
How about Mapletron? I never heard that one. I like that one. Instead of Megatron for
Some
Chase
of these
Claypool.
are so bad.
Yeah, I mean, some are
He's
really
Canadian.
bad. Patrick Take Mahomes Country Roads.
Keep going. There's more.
Are you kidding me? I mean, I like corny stuff, but that's a little stupid.
Keep going. Get to Ezekiel Elliott.
Legatron?
That's a good one.
Ezekiel the Zeke shall inherit the earth, Elliott.
These are like fantasy football names more so than nicknames.
I don't even think Berman could come up with some of these. Quinnen, bless you, thank you, Williams.
Yeah, you remember that? You don't remember when he sneezed and blessed and thanked himself?
Yes. No, I don't remember that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I didn't remember it.
I gotta find it for the.
It earned him a Pro Bowl.
So that's an interesting deal, though. A lot of these guys get their nickname from something that happened.
Bless you, thank you.
Right? At least some of these nicknames.
Yeah.
Most nicknames come because of that.
Did you ever have a nickname, Brent?
Nah.
I never really had any nicknames. Then Key and Peele did that bit where they were saying the names funny and they said Aaron Aaron, and then everyone hits me with Aaron. And then literally 100% of the time, someone will say Aaron to me, and then they'll look at me and be like, anyone ever say that to you? Like,
No,
yes,
never.
everybody.
Never has happened.
But I never really had nicknames. Yeah.
Character things. Listen, thank you that I got this thing.
Can you play that again? Can we at least warn people this is Quinnen Williams thanking himself after he blessed himself?
Not doing.
Oh, hey.
Only got a certain window, dude. Got to stop talking, or YouTube's going to go to the next thing.
All right, fair enough.
We'll be back on ESPN 690. Brent and Friends live from the Players' Championship, sponsored by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A nice day today under partly sunny skies. Temperatures will reach the 70s, still a little bit cooler at the beaches, dropping into the mid to upper 50s tonight. And tomorrow starts out with sunshine, but then gives way to clouds, and by late in the afternoon into the evening, some rain. Highs tomorrow, though, will reach the low 80s for your Friday. I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Now get 0% interest for 5 years with nothing down.
As the seasons change, one thing remains the same. Jacksonville and all of Northeast Florida are fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. If you spot ESPN 690 anywhere in the community, come hang with us and grab an ice-cold Celsius.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjax.com.
Discover how good your water can be with the new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. Connecticut's twin tank non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. This month, you can trade in any brand water softener and receive $750 towards a new Connecticut Premier Series softener. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and provide solutions that are right for you and your family. Imagine having clean, clear, purified water at your home. No more plastic bottles, no more waste, just great tasting, purified water that you can trust. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. Financing options available with approved credit. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1428211.
Are you a real estate investor or have considered investing and want to know where you can put your money that offers solid returns and protects against market volatility? It's Rich Jones. I want to introduce you to DLP Capital, CEO and founder Don Wenner.
For more than a decade, DLP Capital has delighted our investors with consistent double-digit returns. Through the smart, conservative real estate investment strategy our company is built on, we have been able to achieve this with monthly distributions and tax shelters so our investors can keep more of their returns.
Dial **invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Main office, Jacksonville.
Ask yourself, how often do you go to the second page for the answer to something you are looking for when searching on Google? I asked 10 people and 1 out of 10 said rarely, while the other 9 said never. Websites that are stuck on page 2 or farther never get the attention or web traffic they deserve. Cox Media Group can fix that ranking by making sure that your business is the answer to the questions most people are asking. It's Cox Media Group's mission to help make sure that your business is seen as the trusted expert in your field. Head to cmg.com to find out more, and we'll reach out to you with the next steps.
Over 2.8 million Americans have served in our military since 9/11.
Many have returned home with devastating injuries and few resources for them and their families. This is news correspondent Bob Woodruff. I sustained a life-threatening injury while reporting from Iraq in 2006. The military had my back that day, and they have each other's while serving. It's time we had theirs. Please join us as part of the Got Your Six initiative. To learn more, go to gotyoursix.org using the number 6.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on select essential accessories plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe.
Yeah, it's difficult, right? You don't have a lot of margin to miss out here. Even when you're on the fairway, you have to hit a lot of quality shots to give yourself a birdie chance. And anytime you're off the fairway, if you can advance it to the green, great. If not, you just have to somehow manage where you can put the ball to give yourself the best chance for par. It's thick. It's thick out there. It's no joke. You're very few times going to have a ball in the rough where you can confidently think you can put it on the green.
Sounds like John Rahm to me, a 1 under par, first round for the best player in the world who came in hot. But he's had some struggles here, more so with his emotions at the Players' Championship. I heard a stat on the Golf Channel, I think it was the other night. He's 24 under in his career in the first 2 rounds, and he's 10 over in his final 2 rounds.
Dang.
Wow. I think I heard that right, and I'm saying that right. That is wild. Well, and that is, by the way, buoyed by a Saturday 82 one year.
Yo.
Yeah, that's 10 over in itself. So actually, if you take that one away, that 1 round, he's probably even.
Tough day.
In fact, he would be even. That's easy math. So anyway, John Rahm certainly right in the middle of this thing at 1 under. He's got 3 days to play catch up and can be better. Had some disappointing moments on the 9th hole. We'll show you that coming up tonight on CBS 47, Fox 30. We've been having our Action Sports Shacks at the Players Championship specials each and every night at 11:15 on CBS 47 and Fox 30. We'll keep you updated on the golf here as Chad Ramey continues to be in the lead. And the afternoon guys really are not threatening the lead as of now. These are morning rounds that got off to a hot start and tore up the golf course to a tune of 8 under par for Ramey and 7 under par for Colin Morikawa. And I would say I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't had some even better scores in the afternoon because, guys, it's not that windy out here. Tomorrow afternoon apparently is the word that we're going to get some rain, like significant rain. Somebody just mentioned to me the kind of rain that could maybe even close the golf course down. Rain, which I didn't know that was in the forecast for the week. I guess I haven't paid close enough
There's a little
attention.
weather change happening, yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think it's going to warm up again. And in advance of the warm front, as your friend and mine, Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish
He's
might
also
say.
my friend, you bum.
I don't know about that.
He's my friend.
He told me he really doesn't like you.
I guarantee you I've talked more to Mike than you have. Do you want to place a bet?
Can we put it on the board?
We can put it on the board.
What grade are we in?
This one?
All of them. But, yeah, in advance of that warm front, I think we're going to see a little bit of craziness in the weather.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm a little surprised we don't have more, just lower scores here this afternoon. Again, it's beautiful conditions. Beautiful conditions right now at TPC Sawgrass here in Ponte Vedra. Yeah, I wouldn't even say crisp.
Wouldn't call 73 crisp, Case.
Yeah, I think it's better than crisp. Yesterday was a little crisp.
What's better than crisp?
Bright and beautiful.
Bright and beautiful is better than crisp.
I think of crisp as like a 60-degree sunny day.
All right, so I'm going to look. I'll tell you what the weather forecast is right now. Right?
Get him, Brent.
Let's
do it.
No, look, I'm looking at these two gentlemen watching the golf.
I can literally hear the ratings go up right now.
At the picnic table. All right? And one guy has long pants on.
I do like you're using the golf whisper right now.
And a golf shirt. The next guy next to him has shorts.
Okay.
But a quarter zip.
Okay.
So that gives you a sense like you can go short sleeves and shorts. You can go pants and quarter zip. That is ideal weather when you can make that choice. That is not crisp weather.
No.
Crisp weather, I wouldn't be comfortable in shorts.
I tried to tell him, Brent. He don't listen.
What have we turned into?
No, this is how you judge what kind of weather it is, man.
Yeah.
If you can wear pants or shorts, that is an ideal day.
Casey, you tell me. Would you rather hear Brent do the weather report or talk to you about hot, soft buns?
Rolls.
Hot, soft rolls.
Brent Friends live from the Players' Championship, sponsored by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller. Brent Martin, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz, and one of my favorite guys in the biz.
Me?
Nope.
Me.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. Nope.
That's charity.
Daniel Jeremiah.
Oh, moving those sticks, huh?
Yeah, move the sticks. I like Jeremiah.
It's a great name.
And so what he does is rank. A lot of guys do mock drafts, and eventually he probably does one too. But he ranks the players, and so I think this is like his third edition of ranking the players. And it's a lot of guys will shove up quarterbacks in the mock drafts, but he doesn't necessarily do that because he's ranking just the best players in the draft. And this is his third one. This one obviously coming out of the combine. He does have a quarterback, number one, though. It's Bryce Young.
Not really going out on a limb there is Jeremiah.
But this is interesting. So Will Anderson Jr. is 2. I would have thought he had Carter or Anderson number 1. So that I think he, not on a limb necessarily, but it's a little bit of surprise to me. Bijan Robinson is number 3. Is he that good of a running back?
Bijan is supposedly the real deal. They're saying he's going to come out and just dominate when he gets to the league.
Is he that good of a running back? Third best overall prospect in the draft?
I mean, his stats are pretty ridiculous, Brent.
It depends also like what you consider best prospect to even mean.
Well, I just feel like if you're running, if he has, like in Jeremiah's thing here, if you're third overall and you're a running back, man, he must have a lot of high hopes for you.
But, I mean, it makes sense to the point of he can come in and carry your offense day one. The longevity might not be there, but immediately.
Yeah, Jeremiah says he's a 3-down back, excellent size, excellent vision, excellent burst on inside runs. He's aggressive. He has the lateral quickness to make the defenders miss in tight quarters on the outside runs. He's got the speed to kick the corner. I mean, it sounds like he's got no weakness to his game.
Yeah, I guess not. Tyree Wilson, an edge guy, number 4 on this list. Jalen Carter, 5. No surprise here. Devin Witherspoon.
So that actually, that actually is the surprise, is that he's got Carter under Tyree Wilson. That Wilson has climbed 2 spots to that 4th rank.
Yeah.
That, to me, I thought was more surprising, at least, than having Bryce Young number 1, Will Anderson number 2.
See, it's surprising to me because he had Jalen Carter as the best player. And then, obviously, after the situation, he dropped him to 5. Nothing changed about him being a football player. His situation changed.
Yeah,
I don't understand why you move him off being
because
the top
situation makes him a less palatable prospect. That's why.
I disagree.
Like I agree with you. His football style, his ability to play football didn't change. But if you believe what happened to him was because of bad decision making, then to me also it does hurt how good a prospect you are to me.
Remember now, Jeremiah thinks like a GM. Like he was in the scouting business before he got into the media. And so maybe he's really telling you that he would drop him.
That being said, you're seeing a lot of people drop Jalen Carter to the 5th pick around there. Like I know we're talking about ranking prospects, but I'm talking even in mock drafts and stuff like that. People are dropping him down to 4, 5, 6, but not too much further than that. And obviously it really all depends on what comes out of that Athens case with the car racing and all that other stuff. But as of right now, if it just stays the 2 misdemeanors that he's not going to really do any additional jail time for, and they will be able to put it behind him, misdemeanors that he can, easily put behind him and not have to serve probation or anything like that for, then why not still take him at the top? If you're going to drop him to 5, why?
Yeah, I don't.
I get it if he drops to 15, 20, 25, then okay, red flags. Okay, a guy slides. But if he's sliding 2 picks on the non-quarterback teams, then why not just pick him first?
I agree with that. I think you're right, and I don't think knowing what we know, which is not everything, I don't feel like he's going to slide much. I think the only thing that slides him down is a run on quarterbacks, which Kasey thinks is going to happen.
Me too, by the way.
4 out of 5. Oh, you're jumping on the bandwagon.
I don't think it'll be 4 out of the top. I don't think it'll be 3 out of the top 4. It might be 4 out of the top 5. I don't see it. I really don't.
All right, sit on the fence. It's 4 out of the top 5.
4 in the top 10, definitely. Not that that's going out on a limb.
What a prediction.
I'll say 4 in the top 7. But 4 in the top 5 is pretty extreme.
Put it on the board.
So you think people are jumping up to get those guys?
Yes.
Walk me through this a little bit. You got Chicago trading down, I guess, right?
Yeah, probably a couple times. I don't know who's doing it.
Okay, but Houston takes a quarterback. The Colts take a quarterback. Denver's in the top 10. They got to get out, right? I'm sorry, Seattle's got that pick. Do you think Seattle takes the quarterback?
I think they trade it.
All right, so they get out. Chicago, you're saying, gets out. Arizona gets out.
Yes.
That's a lot of trades in the top 5 alone. The Lions, are they picking a quarterback?
What pick?
6.
They won't have a chance. 4 out of 5. They'll all be gone.
Okay. That's a risky bet. You should look for action. Go to Fliff and try and find how to make some social points with that.
I don't think it's that crazy because the first time it happens, the first trade that happens, everyone's going to get anxious because you're going to miss your guy. There's teams, I think, that we're not even talking about. Would you be shocked if Tennessee did it? I wouldn't.
No. And I don't disagree with you. And I think if Chicago trades out of the first spot into the second or third, I think it's likely they trade again. So I'm not even saying it would be crazy to have multiple trades in the top 5. But you're talking about every team not Houston and Indy trading out of the top 5.
I could come with Kasey on this because I think there are a lot of teams already in there, right? You've got the 3 AFC South teams in the top 11. I think you have a team like Atlanta that could, if they want to be aggressive, Carolina be even more aggressive. So, you've got teams that really, if they want to make a play, I mean, maybe it's Tampa, somebody like that because they don't know what they're doing. I know you love Kyle Trask, but maybe they don't.
So, pick, yeah.
There are enough teams to make a play and be aggressive. And I also feel like there's this sense to me around the NFL, and I don't know if this is true or not. Maybe it feels like this all the time, or maybe it's just feeling like this to me because the Jags look like they're going to be good and they don't need to feel this way. But I feel like there's a little lack of patience going on right now around the rest of the NFL with teams that don't have the quarterback. Every time, you're always trying to find the guy. But then there will be teams like Washington, and you can throw them in the mix too on this conversation, but they have tried different ways to get the quarterback, right? Indianapolis, they have tried different ways to bridge the gap. Hasn't worked. See, I think those kind of teams have run out of patience. Carolina, have you run out of patience? You got to go get the next guy. Forget it. We're not trying the Carson Wentz's, the Sam Darnolds, the Baker Mayfields, the Matt Ryans. We're not doing that. We're going to get our guy. Now, Indianapolis is in a favorable position either way. But when it comes to Carolina, maybe Atlanta's starting to think like this. Washington, should they be thinking like this? So that's where I don't know if that's a factual thing, but I feel like with the rest of the teams around the National Football League that feel like they have a quarterback that they can trust and rely on, there's got to be a sense from some of these other teams that don't have that. We are getting increasingly farther away from the best of the teams in the NFL. The gap is getting larger, not smaller, because we don't have our guy. And guess what? When you go get a young guy, you've actually got to go through some growing pains, usually, with that quarterback. So the gap isn't going to close in a hurry just because you draft a guy. So I wonder if that's the case around the National Football League would say, I don't know, maybe 5 to 8 teams that feel like, oh, crap, we got to go get somebody.
Not only do I agree with you, but I think seasons like the Jaguars had last year, like the Jets had last year, even though it fell apart for them at the end, show these teams that this doesn't have to be a 3 or 4 year process if you hit right in certain positions.
That's true. Yeah, if you do other things well, too, right? Peter Skoronski, number 8. Jordan Addison, number 9. Anthony Richardson, number 10 on this list. I asked a question on social media, should the Jags be
interested?
No, not interested in here, but should the Jags be aggressive in this draft? Not going to get to it right now because I want to read you this Anthony Richardson comment. We'll do this, the cornerback trade-up thing in a moment. Coming up next. But here's the thought on Richardson from Jeremiah. And this says it all. Richardson packs elite arm strength and athleticism into a big physical frame for the position, but he's incredibly raw on tape. He has urgency, explosiveness in his setup. Ball jumps out of his hand from his three-quarter arm slot. His arm strength is special. Doesn't even need to engage his lower body to make power throws deep down the field. On the flip side, his decision-making and accuracy are a roller coaster ride. He yanks his arm at times, leading to some ugly misfires, forces too many balls into crowded areas. He's electric as a runner, using his burst, agility, and power to rack up runs of 60 to 80 yards. In summary, Richardson needs polish, but his upside exceeds everyone in the draft class. He's a low-floor, high-ceiling prospect, which makes him, to me, one of the most fascinating prospects we've seen in quite some time. Listen to that last sentence again. His upside exceeds everyone in the draft class. He's a low-floor, high-ceiling prospect. You know what you don't want to pick as a GM?
A low-floor prospect?
A low-floor guy.
Yeah.
Because you know what that is? It's boom or bust.
Yeah, it's 4 more years of not getting it right, and you're gone in 2 of them.
But you know what you do want to pick as a GM? At number 10, a guy that has upside that exceeds everyone in the draft class, because you know what that's called? Value. So it is a tough spot, I think, for GMs in the Anthony Richardson case. Very interesting read from Daniel Jeremiah, who I like. What about the cornerbacks? Where does he have some of the corners?
You like his stuff.
I do like his stuff. And the question I have for you guys, think about this during the break. When we come back, we'll talk about it. The Jags don't figure to be very aggressive here in this offseason. Picking 24, don't have a lot of money to spend in free agency. We don't expect a lot next week. They maybe made all their aggressive moves in 2022. Should they be a little bit aggressive in the draft and go get a guy at the corner position? Or should they just wait to see how the board drops to them? We're still 6 weeks away from the draft, but I wonder what the Jags' philosophy and thinking could be since they feel like they're close. Why not go get a better player at number 14 or 12, even if it costs you a little something to get it? We'll talk about it when we come back. We're live from the Players' Championship. Brent Friends on ESPN 690.
Brent and Friends is sponsored by Best Bet, now open in St. Augustine.
Stogie Fest, the Southeast premier cigar event, is back at Aromas March 24th through the 26th. It all kicks off Friday, March 24th at 6 p.m. with events throughout the evening. Saturday, enjoy the Stogie Feast, an exotic meat lover's dinner, followed by beer, scotch, wine, and of course, cigar samples. Stogie Fest Sunday starts at 11 a.m. and features cigar sampling, great food, a designer car show, and more. This event will sell out, so go to aromas.com to get your tickets today. That's aromas.com.
You ready? Then get set and go to the Ready, Set, Go event, even on pre-owned at Arlington Toyota. That's all makes, all models, all colors, shapes, and sizes, all specially priced during the Ready, Set, Go event at Arlington Pre-Owned. Plus, our friends over at Arlington give you 30 days to love your pre-owned purchase or exchange it. With over 400 pre-owned on the lot, you better get Ready, Set, Go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Shop in person and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa. One jackpot is paid out every minute on the hottest slot machines and table games. With over $2 billion in jackpots paid out in the last year, you could be the next lucky winner. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa has over 800 rooms and suites, a luxurious rock spa and salon, award-winning restaurants, and an exciting comedy and concert lineup, including pool parties with world-renowned artists. With a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment options, anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Ready for some baseball? It's almost time for your Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Opening day is April 5th, and 1-to-1 Financial Credit Union has the deal. 1 week only, March 13th to the 18th. Stop by any 1-to-1 Financial branch and pick up BOGO Jumbo Shrimp ticket packages. Buy one, get one.
Yeah.
That's 20 game vouchers for just $1.95. No blackout dates, only the reserve seats.
Yeah.
Just hit up your hometown credit union 1-to-1. March 13th to the 18th. Get your BOGO and support the home team. Thirsty Thursday has never been better. Federally insured by NCUA.
Dig Local believes community gardens, farmers markets, and nutrition education are sustainable routes to a future where everyone can eat better. Shop the Beaches Green Market this and every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Penman Park on Penman Road, just north of Beach Boulevard, for fresh local fruits and vegetables, plants, meats, eggs, baked goods, honey, wellness products, ready-to-eat snacks and drinks, and local artist craft goods. If you have an EBT card, stock up on free fruits and vegetables and edible plants. Go to diglocal.org to learn more.
Ground-shaking forces return to Gainesville Raceway this weekend with 300-mile-per-hour racing action. NHRA Camping World Drag Racing is the fastest sport on earth, and the Amalie Motor Oil NHRA Gator Nationals opens the season this weekend. Get up close to the racetrack and smell that nitro because every ticket's a pit pass. It's can't-miss entertainment and fun for the entire family. Plus, kids 12 and under are free. The Amalie Motor Oil NHRA Gator Nationals this weekend at Gainesville Raceway. Get tickets at NHRA.com.
Discover how good your water can be with the new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. Connecticut's twin-tank non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. This month, you can trade in any brand water softener and receive $750 towards a new Connecticut Premier Series softener. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and provide solutions that are right for you and your family. Imagine having clean, clear, purified water at your home. No more plastic bottles, no more waste, just great tasting, purified water that you can trust. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. Financing options available with approved credit. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1428211.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on select essential accessories plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Searching for fun ways to spend your tax return? Boats for cats. Oh, flotation devices for cats. Don't waste it all on something silly. Spend smarter with Straight Talk. Get our Silver Unlimited plan for $45 a month with unlimited high-speed data and with nationwide 5G. Plus, get a Samsung A13 5G for only $99.99, down from $149. If you're looking to get the most out of your refund, your search ends here. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Get ready because Scott's is taking over daylight saving time. It's such a big event that we're calling it day-long saving time. And now it's got real savings. In fact, it's the biggest deals of the year. Audacious? Absolutely. So don't wait. Stock up early and you'll be able to save up to $20 on Scott's Triple Action and Easy Seed products today at the Home Depot and Lowe's. Offers available March 9th through 22nd at select U.S. stores while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See store for exact offers.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Nice run. It's great being back out on the mountain. You sort of disappeared for a while. Everything okay?
Between you and me, it was lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah. The doc told me once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone, and that can make it harder to stay in shape. That's why I started taking Nugenix Total T. It's made a huge difference.
Oh, I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
For sure. It's the #1 doctor-recommended testosterone booster. It boosts free and total testosterone levels to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. My wife, my boss, my kids. Everyone has noticed a change in me.
Do they still give out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves?
Yes, just send them a text.
Guys, text HATCH to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone brand at GNC and Walmart. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back in shape fast, absolutely free. Text HATCH to 321-321. That's HATCH to 321-321.
Oh, Will Zalatoris has made a couple of birdies for Kasey Kurtz. He's 2 over.
What's he at, like 7 over now?
Brent Friends live for the players, sponsored by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller. Brent Martin, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz, football at 5 on deck. Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton coming up as well. Hey, just a quick thought from you guys on the question I asked. The cornerback position, is it coveted enough for the Jags to be aggressive in the draft, move from 24 to maybe go get a guy that they think is worth it and slipping? Joey Porter Jr., he's ranked 15th in Daniel Jeremiah's list. Let's just say he's available at 14, 15, 16, somewhere in there. Do you go get a player like that, or do you sit back and wait? Because there are some corners to get, even at number 24.
I think my issue with it is this. If Darius Williams didn't feel like a solution on the outside, then I think I'd be in support of going up and getting a Christian Gonzalez or Joey Porter or something like that. But because you've got your outside corners handled, and you're essentially drafting a slot corner, I don't know if moving up to 10 is the way to get that done.
I think we all love when the Jags are aggressive, though, right?
Yes.
We loved that last year, them being aggressive. So,
because you don't mind feeling all in for a team that feels all in. Case you were going to say something.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say Darius Williams is 29. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is last year. Yeah.
I want the Jags to be good for more than just this little one-time thing. So, yeah, if Joey Porter Jr. is available at 14, you go. You don't go if he's not available. Or Christian Gonzalez, I don't think he will be. But, if Joey Porter Jr., who I think is elite, yeah, you go. You be selective, but you go.
What's he worth to give up for you, though? You're giving up this year's first, but are you giving up a second or next year's second or anything like that?
A second first is what I thought you meant. No. You got to hold on to you got to hold on to 50-something this year to get Darnell Washington.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if you try and move up aggressively, you get to do that.
Give up a next year. Give up picks that are not. Do what you did with the cap. Push it down the line.
Kick the can.
Keep your picks this year if you can, except for the first. Obviously,
you're looking for a 2029 first rounder? Come get it.
If you're trying to win now, you move the picks down the line when you're picking 32nd. It doesn't really matter.
I will say win now is an important part of the equation, right, Brent? If the Jags don't think that they're on the verge of contending, if the Jags think they can contend with another corner, then how do you not jump up and go get it?
Yeah, and that's why. Can you be aggressive? And that's really, I don't know what the cost and all that stuff and who's available, but would you like to see them be aggressive? Do they feel, I think if they are aggressive, it will show you just how good they feel about where they are. But they also they don't have to be overly aggressive, I guess is the way to say it, because there are players to still be had. And are they one player away? Are they, Porter or Christian Gonzalez away? I don't think that's a fair thing to say. We don't even know how good those guys will be eventually in the NFL. But just something to consider. I don't think the Jags will be aggressive this entire offseason, but who knows? Maybe they'll surprise us in the draft. They did some aggressive things last year. Football at 5 on the way. Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz, overtime with Kurtz and Middleton. After that, Brent Friends on ESPN 690. Live from the Players' Championship, sponsored by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
When people ask how I do it all, the answer is simple. I don't, because some days I just can't. And on those days, I hit up McDonald's, sometimes even twice a day. Once for breakfast, like a buttery sausage biscuit or a savory sausage McMuffin. And I'll bundle either pick with hash browns for just $2.29. Then I'll be back later for either a melty McDouble or a bold hot and spicy McChicken. And bundle that with a small fries for just $3.29. Turns out you don't need to do it all to have it all. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid when product served.
No matter what I get, it's 20% off every day when I spend $1 on the McDonald's app. So yesterday was my please the whole fam on the way to the game meal. Today is my finally get them to stop asking, are we there yet meal. Who knows what tomorrow will be? Maybe a delicious crispy chicken sandwich all for myself meal. Whatever it is, it's a win. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Offer valid through December 31st, 2023 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Excludes tax. McD app download and registration required.
It's transition time to the spring season on the campus of the University of North Florida. Busy time to swoop. Baseball, softball, tennis, beach volleyball, track and field. Something for everyone at UNF. Find the schedules, results, the stories of the student athletes, and buy tickets at UNFOspreys.com. Plus, be an Osprey supporter and help get scholarships fully funded at UNF. Giving Day is coming up on March 22nd. And check out the strategic plan of the future for UNF athletics. You can find all that at UNFOspreys.com.
Skip the spring cleaning and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. One of our clients, Charles, said, "Selling my home with Mark Spain Real Estate was completely hassle-free, even in today's complex market. I highly recommend them. Don't worry about the hassle of constant cleaning and making costly repairs. Call 855-299-SOLD or go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing."
Certain restrictions apply. We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
Have you made your 2023 memory screening appointment? Annual memory screening should be part of everyone's health and wellness routine, even if you're not currently experiencing memory problems. The Alzheimer's Foundation of America offers free memory screenings every weekday, with no minimum age or insurance prerequisites. Learn more about memory screenings and schedule your free appointment by contacting the Alzheimer's Foundation of America at 866-232-8484 or visit alzfdn.org.
What's up? It's Kasey. Check out the podcast Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, wherever you get your podcast.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports there is no damage to the left thigh of Mavericks guard Luka Doncic. He'll be able to play as soon as the soreness diminishes. Doncic says he first hurt that thigh 2 weeks ago. A quick start for Duke today in their ACC quarterfinal against Pittsburgh.
Here is Proctor off a lively screen, carries him to the middle of the lane. Filipowski another three, sure, why not? Filipowski 6, Pitt nothing.
Wes Durham on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. 21st ranked Duke hammers Pitt 96-69, a season high 96 points for the Blue Devils, who shot 63%. Kyle Filipowski leads the way with 22. Other finals, number 6 Marquette beats St. John's 72-70 in overtime in the Big East quarterfinals. Big 12 quarters, Iowa State knocks off number 10 Baylor 78-72. Former Cardinals offensive lineman Kelvin Beachum says quarterback Kyler Murray needs to be a man and grow up in order to lead the team. Beachum, who's now a free agent, spoke with Arizona Sports 98.7 FM.
The new Venture X card from Capital One. Earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars and 5x miles on flights when you book through Capital One Travel, plus 2x miles on all other purchases. Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 690 and Action Sports Jacks presents and Friends with Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
Kasey Kurtz.
Yo! But what are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Brent Martineau.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Hit him! Hit him! Yeah! Pull Jack from! Yeah! Pull Jack from!
This is and Friends with Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz, and Brent Martineau. On Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN 690.
Brent Friends, ESPN 690, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz, back again.
What's up with you?
Listener, what did you do to deserve this? What did you do to earn this?
Good moment for y'all.
I mean, for us.
For us.
Maybe not for them.
For all of us. The family here at ESPN.
For y'all. Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz, Brent and Friends on the air with you. Football at 5. It's been somewhat of a day. Checking in on the players. We'll check back on that leaderboard in a little bit. I'm curious to see how your boy Will Zalatoris is doing.
Yeah, are you?
I am. You had risked it all in the Brent and Friends predictions, thinking this man would win the TPC tournament.
He's not going to.
No, it doesn't look that way.
But listen, when you pick chalk, which you did.
Me?
You picked the second best player on the planet Earth. The only planet.
Second best isn't chalk.
The only planet that we know for sure has golf and humans. You picked the second best one who has ever existed.
But has he ever won TPC Sawgrass? Has he ever won the Players' Championship before?
He has not.
All right. And is he the number 1 player?
He is the number 2, but it's very close.
All right. This is what I'm saying. So, he's playing well. Why wouldn't I pick this guy?
Because it's chalk.
All right.
That's all I got.
I mean, I'm not going to pick the 70th ranked player if I'm trying to win it.
I tried to pick Keegan Bradley and beat you guys with the low-ranked player.
Wouldn't have worked out for you anyway.
My man's is doing well. He's not doing better than Scheffler, but he's doing okay. Listen, there's a lot of water at TPC Sawgrass, dog. Scheffler could have a bad day tomorrow. And according to meteorologist Aaron Schachterbaum, Burt Martineau, it's going to rain.
It is.
So
Rain is in the forecast.
You never know.
Scotty Scheffler currently tied for 4th, 4 under, finished for the day, as are most of the people at the top of that list.
Look at you go with the golf stuff.
Just saying. Chad Ramey, 8 under. Morikawa, right under him. 2nd place, 7 under. And then in 3rd, you have Taylor Pendrith at 5 under. Any surprises on the leaderboard so far other than the normal surprises you would expect at TPC?
Well, the leader nobody's heard of is interesting, but again, it is TPC and it's only day one.
Yeah.
So I think these things will figure itself out. I'm surprised that former winners like Rory and JT have struggled as badly as they have. Xander Schauffele, not a winner, but a good player. So, again, it's TPC. It'll even itself out by Sunday.
Yeah. So we'll keep you up to date as changes happen out there throughout not just, obviously, the rest of the show, but tomorrow as well. And then into the weekend, we can all enjoy and watch on television. We won't hold you accountable to listening to us over the weekend. We don't give you an opportunity to do so.
We could try.
I mean, they could listen to the station. Not going to hold it against you.
You can go back and listen to the replay of the show.
I just care less that you do, is all I'm saying.
Ooh.
It's all about me, Case.
That's fair.
Let's get to some tweets. There is a football league we like to talk about.
XFL.
You caught me off guard there.
I figured.
I was like, oh, drats. I didn't print up my XFL prep.
I don't even. Have you watched the XFL?
Not a second.
I haven't either.
I've seen some headlines because there have been some interesting stories. Like that dude on the.
That dude.
Exactly. What's the team? The Guardians?
I don't know. We should just move on.
There's a team.
I took us down
that plays in the XFL.
Talking about AJ McCarron?
Yes. No, I'm not. Wait.
AJ McCarron, the quarterback for Bama that cried.
But is that also the guy that sold his plays? Because that's what I'm talking about.
No, I didn't see this.
Did you not hear this story?
No.
So there's a story coming out of the XFL from, I think, last week where a player was caught selling plays.
What are we doing?
Well, my first question is...
It's funny, but, what are we doing?
It's the quarterback who quarterbacks for the Guardians, Quinton Dormady.
Oh.
Allegedly gave the opposing team plays from his playbook.
For how much? How much do plays in the XFL cost?
I don't think they specified, but a couple of thoughts on this before we jump into tweets now that we're going down this road. First of all, if you're playing in the XFL, you can't snark at $50.
That's fair.
Probably like 3 days worth of eating.
You're right. Jeez.
Second of all, you're right. They're not going to pay $50,000 for it, but it does make you wonder, has anyone ever bought NFL plays before?
Oh, yeah.
If they're selling XFL plays, you got to imagine the NFL plays have been sold.
I believe that. 100%.
And so a poor guy like my guy Sam Darnold, when he was with Adam Gase on the Jets seeing ghosts against the Patriots.
It's because his plays were sold by the linebacker.
You're talking about the Patriots. Anything goes. They could be buying all of it.
Could be. That's wild.
Deflating the balls.
Yo.
Filming the practice.
Pause.
And buying the plays. Putting that out there, Belichick. We know what you're up to.
We know what you're doing.
Let's go to my guy Dove. I love Dove.
You really do. And you don't hide it.
I don't hide it. No, look. Love should be celebrated, guys. Let's be real. Let's be real. Here comes Dove talking about the Rams. Said the Rams would, quote, love to trade. Love to trade. Quarterback Matthew Stafford, according to Mike Lombardi, NFL and Pat McAfee show. Wow. Matthew Stafford, fully available. So we heard from Matthew Stafford on his podcast with his wife. He has no intention of retiring. He is coming off a pretty significant injury. We had actually heard about that injury the whole season, even in the preseason, because it was a pretty significant arm injury he said was bothering him even the previous year.
Yeah.
And we know Stafford's not on the early side of his career either, right? His career is descending into the sunset. Who's a taker for Matt Stafford? He could be a good bridge quarterback.
See, that's what's wild about this, that now he's a bridge quarterback, but he was just a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
2 years ago.
Like, he's one injury off of being a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
And by the way, bridge quarterback isn't some insult. We're not talking like Anthony Richardson project label or anything like that. A bridge quarterback could still throw you 4,500 yards.
My man's threw 41 tutties the year they won the Super Bowl. Like,
he's a beast.
This is somebody's starting quarterback.
Yes, but you could have a Matt Ryan situation. Like, you could have a situation where Matt Stafford gets to a team with a leaky offensive line and then goes ahead and puts in a season with 78 sacks.
Yes, absolutely, and that's what happened last year. They had a leaky offensive line after their Super Bowl offensive line retired and walked away in free agency and all those things and got hurt as well. But Matt Stafford is good still, I think, and I think your point is a valid one, but all the teams that it feels like would make sense for him to go to can't physically do it, like Tampa. Good offensive line.
Yeah.
Because they're going to return and be healthy. Whatever you do with Tristan Wirfs, you move him to the left, whatever. But, like, they can't. They're 55 over the cap or 45 now.
Yeah, you need a team who's just the quarterback away.
And, I mean, Seattle was that, but they re-signed Geno.
They have a quarterback. I don't think there is a team that's just a quarterback away. I don't think one exists. It's not in the AFC South unless you want to count the Titans.
No.
And I'm not sitting here saying Tannehill is unserviceable.
Matt Stafford's better than Tannehill.
Sure, but Tannehill can get you to the playoffs with a good team around him.
Yes, they just don't have a good team around
him. Yeah, it's just the team that they need. It's not the Browns, the Steelers, the Ravens, or Bengals. Like, the Steelers could use a Matt Stafford upgrade, but I don't know that he'd be great on the Steelers.
Nah, you have to play Pickett. You already played him too much to sit him down. That'd be it.
Ravens, Bengals, Broncos, Raiders, Chargers, Chiefs, not there.
Ravens is interesting. If Lamar doesn't stay with the Ravens, they have to play somebody besides their Pro Bowl.
They got a Pro Bowl
They're
quarterback.
not playing Tyler Huntley. They're also not going to play Matt Stafford, but like
this is what I'm saying. The amount of teams who can keep Matt Stafford upright and breathing over the course of 17 games is so minimal.
Yeah.
Like the Vikings. They're built for a Matt Stafford. They have a Kirk Cousins. They basically have diet Matt Stafford.
I mean, if I'm the Rams, I'm doing that. 1 year of Cousins, and then you're off the books with it.
I'm sure Cousins is available too. He's not expensive either. Not this year.
Yeah.
Commanders, they could use Stafford.
Can't keep him healthy.
All right, I guess.
That's the problem I would have. Like,
were they giving up a ton of sacks over in Washington? I thought it was turning the ball over through interceptions. I'll double check. What about Stafford to the Packers when Rodgers leaves?
You got to play Jordan Love.
Oh, yeah.
Like, some of these things, you have to figure out what you have. There's that problem, too.
Do you really have to figure out what you have with Jordan Love? Can't you just go, okay, it was 5 years ago, let's move on?
You kind of, like, I feel like you have to play him. Like, Jordan Love, could you imagine if they traded for... What does Jordan Love do at that point? Retire? He's like, come on, dude. I finally got a chance to play.
It's so funny how...
All right, I got a real one.
Okay.
Raiders.
As a bridge or as the plan?
Technically bridge, because if you're still at 7. See, that's what makes this interesting to me with the quarterbacks in the draft. You've got 2 guys that will start day 1 in Young and Stroud.
Yep.
And then you've got 2 guys that should probably sit a little bit, Richardson and Levis.
I'm not even sure Levis needs to sit.
But it would do him good if he did.
But out of the 4, fine. If you got to sit 2, that's one of them.
So if the Raiders could figure out a way to get Stafford and keep that pick at 7 and get Mad Lucky and get Levis, that's a great situation.
On that team, you get Hendon Hooker. You know, it doesn't even need to be one of those 4.
It's an interesting team. Raiders.
But to the point, the Matt Stafford market would be extremely small, especially if that cap number is any sizable, and you know it is.
What about Miami?
I mean, they're linked with every quarterback rumor, including this next one we have from Pro Football Talk. Scott Zolak, former Patriots quarterback and current Patriots broadcaster, says Tom Brady playing for the Dolphins in 23 is, quote, definitely 100% in play.
Stop the cap.
Now, we brought this up earlier this week. You weren't here yet. You were still out in Booger Hole, West Virginia.
Yep. Or Country Road, take me home.
Buggleston, Kentucky.
The big Sharpie.
The big 17-foot Sharpie.
Nice.
And the shower. But we talked about the rumor, and we basically were poo-pooing it. Tom Brady's, I'm too busy raising cats.
Oh, he did say that.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to be a funny guy. Yeah. But you could see it happening, right? Especially if the Dolphins are calling instead of Tom. Like, I don't know if I could see Tom calling. Hey, Mike McDaniel, what are you up to besides your math homework? Before you get another detention. But I could see the Dolphins calling. Hey, Tom Brady, we asked Tua if he'd be ready to play, and he said nothing. He can't talk yet.
This feels more like a mid-season play, not a preseason play. Like, I don't think Brady's doing the whole thing again.
You think he's coming for the playoff plan? He's doing the Phillip Rivers plan.
I seriously think when Tua gets hurt the first time, yes. That would be the conversation. Week 7. No training camp, no off-season program. He just comes in week 7, starts week 8.
Because the other side of this conversation for Miami, the reason they're linked to every living and breathing quarterback is because it's Tua, who you don't know you can keep on the field, and Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, who I thought his name was Tompkins for a while.
The reality is, if you had anything remotely serviceable better than Skylar Thompson, you might have beat the Bills in the playoffs.
Potentially.
It was a close game.
Matt Stafford or Tom Brady, you win.
Yes. Might have been a totally different playoffs.
Heck, you win with Gardner Minshew, probably.
I thought they would have won with a Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, that's right.
I like Teddy.
You do. You like Teddy more than most.
Well, he's an efficient quarterback. He's not one of these guys who's going to lose you a game.
If the Jets somehow ended up with Teddy as their starter, you'd be like, you know what? This is good. This is good. I like this.
The funny part is they had him.
Did they?
It was Darnold, Bridgewater, and somebody else I'm forgetting.
I didn't know that.
And they
funny.
traded him in the preseason. They signed him for $10 million on a prove-it deal, and they traded him.
You would talk yourself into it so fast.
I
like this.
I did. I wanted him to start.
Yeah, like 4 years ago. But this year, you'd be like, you know what? This is better than Aaron Rodgers.
Well,
this
look,
is fine.
Teddy's been on the shelf for a while, so even though he's probably 30, it's more like a 26-ish 30.
It's kind of like the Baker Mayfield thing.
I wish Brent was here for this next tweet because this one has his name written all over it. This one coming out of Arizona from JPA Football, quoting Cardinals offensive lineman Kevin Beachum was talking about Kyler Murray. He says he, quote, needs to grow up a little to take that next step. Check out the rest of the quote, though. It's not a completed process. I didn't say he lacks leadership. Kind of did. I just think he needs to grow up a little bit. I think he has the ability and the willingness to grow up. He's going to be just fine. They paid him for a reason. They paid him because he's got all this talent. He's got the ability to lead. Just when you're in that position, we need you to lead more. You're the face of the franchise. You have to lead in every single capacity.
Holy yikes.
I think he's saying something that we all kind of knew and know. And the fact that the teammates feel this way about Kyler, too, isn't a surprise. But to hear them say it just kind of rings a little bit in the ears, doesn't it? That man's making $46 million a year to play quarterback for that team.
That's tough.
Forget about the fact he's not even going to be on the field because he's injured. But I've said this before, I'll say it again. I am somewhat of an expert in Kyler Murray because I watched Hard Knocks.
Right, you did.
I did the studying. I watched the game film.
That he didn't.
On HBO.
Had to put in his contract to watch.
But it did not look great in Arizona, at least on that show. And you got to imagine what they're showing you on that show, what the Cardinals allow you to see.
Right.
Is the best part.
Yeah.
Like, they're not doing the ugly stuff. But you saw some of it leak in. When guys weren't doing what they were supposed to on the field, rather than rallying the troops and bringing the guys together, Kyler chose to tear them down a little bit.
You said Calvin Beachum, right, is who said this?
Yes.
Guy's played in the league since 2012. Probably has been around former Jag for a minute.
Yep.
Not necessarily in Jacksonville, but probably been around some good quarterbacks and good leaders. He knows what it looks like when you've been in the league that long.
I mean, even if you don't, if you're a professional athlete, you've played with leaders throughout your life.
And he's like, this ain't it.
This ain't it.
It's crazy.
It.
It's crazy because you paid him and it's over. It's done. You did it. It's going to be hard to find someone to take the contract.
Yeah, clearly they want out, and they can't get out. Not this year.
I wonder if we ever see the shift of, yes, this guy's extremely talented, but for this position, is he the perfect fit to lead and be the face of our franchise? And he may be talented, but he may not be that guy.
Well, I think you've seen it already. I think if Arizona could, they would jettison the contract.
But then you see a team do it with Deshaun Watson, who I don't think anybody wants to be the face of their franchise.
I don't think the knock on Deshaun wasn't that he wasn't a good leader.
No, he was, but I'm saying the other stuff plays in there, but it goes into my thought of, yes, you're talented, but do we pay you when we can't wrap our arms around you? Like if you're going to pay a guy $300 million or whatever, when they pay Joe Burrow, they want to wrap their arms around Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
The Jags are going to want, and they already have wrapped their arms around Trevor Lawrence.
They're not paying Trevor Lawrence to just play quarterback here.
Like, I wonder if that's ever going to start to come in that, hey, this isn't really a guy that we want to hug.
No, I think it's there. I think that's a thing right now. I just think they're trapped, specifically this season. After this season, they're able to jettison that contract at a much more affordable price. I think Bidwell does that, whether he's outright going to cut him or trade him. Obviously, he's going to want to trade him.
Right.
But if Kyler's smart, he's got to see the writing on the wall this season. And if he goes in the tank and becomes a turd, or even more so, he's going to ruin what he's got coming.
True.
He's going to ruin his ability to continue making money off that contract. But if he can pull it together, because I do think it's a foregone conclusion in Arizona, I think it's done there. I think Kyler Murray was a Cliff Kingsbury decision, and I think that ship has sailed. That train has left the station.
I agree.
And driven to Thailand.
It has.
Ain't coming back.
It's true.
So fine, another chapter for Kyler, but how he behaves this season in his recovery season will go a long way to convincing another team. Maybe it was just the Cardinals. Maybe we got something different here that Kyler can wrap his arms around.
If the Aaron Rodgers thing doesn't work, would you be happy if the Jets called the Cardinals?
No.
No.
I wouldn't want a piece of that.
Really?
I would have said yes last year.
You would have said yes last week, I think.
No.
You were a Kyler fan up recently.
Yes, but
not that much of it.
Not like that. Not since the TV show. I'm telling you, it changed my mind.
But just to confirm, if you missed the TV show or the TV show, if you missed this show quite literally yesterday, you'd be fine with Baker Mayfield.
I still want him. The plan.
Plan.
If you really want the optimal plan, the Jets should be doing right now, it's dropping all the nonsense with Aaron Rodgers, unless the Aaron Rodgers conversation is starting around a second rounder or a third rounder. If they're still talking first rounders, I don't care what year. If they're still talking $60 million, I don't care. Like, don't stop with the nonsense. The plan should be a 1-year guy like a Baker or a Tannehill or a Stafford.
You know you want to.
A Teddy Ballgame.
There you go. Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew is another one.
Yeah, just bring in everybody.
No, just one of those guys.
Just bring in all 8 of them.
But give me like a year or two with it while you try and Joe Douglas your way into a better quarterback, whether that be from someone else's team or through the draft. Fine. Maybe you go and take another run at Lamar next year because you know that's not going to work out in Baltimore, whether he plays on the tag or not. If Lamar is the kind of guy I think he is, I think there's no way he's signing another deal with Baltimore, whether they give him the guarantee or not. I think he's insulted.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So, fine. If you want to do the collusion thing, owners, allegedly, and no one wants to try and buy the tag, then wait until next year when he's off the contract. Take Baker this year, go get Lamar next year.
One more thought on Kyler to the Jets.
Go ahead.
Zach Wilson and a second for Kyler.
I'd take it.
Who says no?
I'd take it.
I bet the Cardinals say yes, too.
Oh, they would take it in a heartbeat.
But now you have Zach Wilson.
They'd be like, not only will we take that deal, we'll buy you 4 Roku remotes because we know you lose them in the couch all the time. That's a thing.
So you don't even think it would take a second?
I don't know, man. I think whatever they can unload Zach Wilson for, if it's better than the 6th round, they're jumping at it. Super quick.
Somebody pitched this idea to the Jets. Seems like a good one.
Adam Schefter has been doing yeoman's work on behalf of the owners in the NFL.
Oh, boy.
This man is going in front of every camera who will film him, and he's screaming from the mountaintops.
Which is a lot.
You think this is collusion. I'm telling you this happens. Here's his tweet. In 30 years of NFL free agency, Sean Gilbert is the only player to receive the non-exclusive tag and then sign an offer sheet with another team and then end up with that new team. In 98, Gilbert was franchise tagged by Washington, signed an offer sheet with the Panthers, and then ended up with Carolina. Wow. Schefter is trying to make the point that this isn't collusion. This is just the way it's always been. What Schefter is willfully ignoring is that there is a world of difference between Sean Gilbert and Lamar Jackson. A world of difference between the NFL in 1998 and the NFL in 2023, where it's quarterback or bust.
Very true.
Where you will literally break down your franchise rebuild a year and a half into it if you think the quarterback isn't right.
Very
so
true.
Here comes a former MVP under the age of 27. No one's interested. Come on, man. Schefter, stop doing it. Stop it.
Stop the cap.
Working on behalf of the owners so you can get your tips, man. I understand. I get it. I'm in the biz.
You're in the biz.
I'm in the biz.
Yeah.
I get it. It just seems like a bunch of phoniness.
You were preaching right there, bro. I had to let you go.
I appreciate that, Case. They don't let me do that at home. One more question and we can go to break.
Okay, let's.
PFF on this next tweet. Curious what your feedback on this is.
I got some.
Lamar Jackson is a top what quarterback? Top what? Where is that borderline for you on Lamar Jackson?
So it's funny because in that tweet you saw Lamar Jackson wearing the jersey number 8.
Yes.
I've got 8 names or 7 names written down.
You think he actually fits at that 8?
I think it's and if I'm forgetting somebody, it's possible. But
All right.
I have, in no particular order,
All right.
Burrow.
Better than Lamar.
Mm-hmm. Mahomes.
I'm with you still.
Jalen Hurts.
We'll put that to the side for now.
Josh Allen.
I'll put that to the side also.
Those are in one category for me.
Okay.
I then have a second category.
All right.
Justin Herbert.
I don't know that he's a better quarterback. I'm sorry. I don't know that Lamar's better than. I'm with you on Herbert.
Trevor Lawrence.
With you on Trev.
Aaron Rodgers.
It's close. Today, Aaron Rodgers versus today, Lamar Jackson. I'm not sure about that. Like, we don't know how much was the thumb from last year and how much is Aaron on a bad team playing poorly.
I agree. But those are my 7. But specifically, Burrow, Mahomes, Hurts, and Allen, I feel strongly about.
Can we talk about
which one?
Hurts and Allen.
Josh Allen. Yeah, we can talk about that.
I get they belong there, like in the conversation. I'm curious, though, why you think Josh Allen is a better quarterback when it seems like Lamar plays the same exact style better.
I don't
like
think
maybe he's not a 4,500 yards in a season gunslinger, but Lamar does go downfield more accurately than Josh Allen does.
I wouldn't say he's more consistent throwing the football downfield than Josh Allen. And the stats might not be in my favor there.
Because like if Lamar Jackson had Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis and he's throwing downfield to those guys, I think this would be a way different conversation.
Well, sure, but if he had T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, it'd be a whole different conversation too.
Okay.
But he doesn't.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not arguing who's got the better numbers. We're arguing who would be better. Who's the better quarterback? The fact that Lamar's done what he's done without those tools, you don't find that supremely impressive?
I do find it impressive, but I do, for the last 2 years, take the injuries into account.
That's Steve's problem. That's not Lamar.
It is Steve's problem. I'll give you that.
They fired Steve. It's all good now.
Well, it depends on when they fired him because he's been hurt again. I think Josh Allen, the availability has been there. And the style that Josh Allen plays is different from Lamar in sense of Lamar is trying to run away from you when Josh Allen's trying to run through you. And Josh Allen has ran through people and stayed healthy. And I think that's impressive. I also, if the game was on the line, would want Josh Allen making that throw over Lamar Jackson.
Most interceptions Lamar Jackson's ever thrown was in 2021 when he was playing injured. He threw 13 interceptions. You come to expect that from Josh Allen on an annual basis. Right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree.
Prior to that, his rookie year, Lamar Jackson threw 3 interceptions in only 7 starts, 6 interceptions in 15 starts in 2019, 36 touchdowns throwing, 6 interceptions, another 7 on the ground. 9 interceptions in 20, then the injury year with 13 interceptions, and then another injury year with 7 interceptions.
Go back to 20. How many touchdowns?
26 in the air, 7 on the ground.
Josh Allen had 37 in the air, 10 interceptions.
How many on the ground?
Don't have it immediately.
All right. And he probably threw for more, too. I think it's a conversation. I think if all things were equal, meaning
8.
the tools.
He had 8 on the ground.
I think if all things were equal, including the tools, I think Lamar would outpace him, but I'll give it to you for this conversation. And then Jalen Hurts' season last year, it's hard to say that defines him. You'd like to see him do it again. Just to know that's who he is. You believe it, he's a giant man.
Mm-hmm.
So, I buy it. But you got to see him do it one more time. Just one more time.
I disagree.
Just one more time.
I think the first year that I don't count the rookie year where he played 4 games, but the next year where he was 16-9, 62% completion, and taking the jump to 66, 22-6, and all the rushing touchdowns, he's projecting. That's what you got to do here. So if you're giving me an option with everything that I know, the injuries with Lamar and the projection for Jalen Hurts, I'm taking Jalen Hurts, who also took his team to a Super Bowl.
I think that's fair, but I just read you Lamar's stats where he peaked in 2019, 3 years ago. So, if Jalen Hurts' peak was last season and he takes a step down or regresses a little bit as the Eagles get worse, because that was a really, really good roster, I don't know if you could sit here comfortably and saying Jalen Hurts might be better than Lamar. But 8's not bad.
I'd take him right now.
I'd put him 6 or 7. I'm right there with you. You're telling me the top 10 quarterback in the league, 26 years old, former MVP, ain't worth 2 firsts?
That's fair. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing. At the bare minimum, we've decided can't get out of the top 10 and really can't get out of the top 8.
Yeah. Don't tell Schefter. He'll yell.
I won't tell Schefter.
Hey, we heard from Calvin Ridley the other day, not just in that article in the Players Tribune, but we got to see Calvin Ridley speak. He spoke about joining the team. We'll go over those comments and some other stuff coming up right here on Brent and Friends, ESPN 690. Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz, back after this.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy tonight. Temperatures dropping to near 60 degrees. A mix of clouds and sun for Friday and breezy, quite warm into the low 80s. And then showers and a few thunderstorms late in the afternoon into the early evening. From the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jack's First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Now get 0% interest for 5 years with nothing down. Right now, American Window Products is offering the newest features and window technology with Ultra Dual Low E glass and insulated vinyl frames with magnet weather stripping on windows for an airtight seal to help reduce your energy usage. All at an affordable price. This exclusive offer is for a limited time, so act now to save big with 12 months zero interest financing. Schedule a free estimate at AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, the window professionals.
Financing at time of sale for new orders only.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
Are you ready for a great deal? Do you have your heart set on a new Toyota? Then go to the Ready, Set, Go sales event happening now at Arlington Toyota. Of course, at Arlington, you get Ready, Set, Go deals and more, like 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty. That's unlimited time and miles. But you better shop now before Ready, Set, Go is gone. Don't wait. Shop in person and online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
CMG Jacksonville is looking for a new support team member. Do you have a passion for helping coworkers and helping the team win? Are you known as the best person in support? CMG Jacksonville is searching for a talented individual to join our team as an account manager. This position will require a committed person who will support the best media sales team in Jacksonville. If you're the best and think your talents will allow you to exceed with us, email jacksjobs@cmg.com. That's jacksjobs@cmg.com or call 245-8732.
Have you seen your financial freedom wiped out by stock market volatility? It's Rich Jones. Consider investing in real estate funds from DLP Capital. Don Winter is CEO and founder.
DLP Capital has provided our investors with consistent double-digit returns by investing in cash-flowing residential real estate. For more than a decade, we have had zero losses, little volatility, and have shot above our return targets in all of our investment funds. Plus, we offer monthly distributions and tax shelter opportunities.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial **invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. And with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and I lost my 10-year-old daughter, Teresa, to COVID in just a few short days. Teresa was a healthy child who loved to dance. When Teresa got sick, I didn't think it was serious until she was rushed to the hospital. COVID and flu can be serious for anyone, but they're especially dangerous for communities of color. Please get your COVID and flu vaccines and stay up to date on all immunizations, because vaccines save lives.
To learn how to protect your family, visit vaccinateyourfamily.org/live.
learn.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-337-4548. That's 800-337-4548. 800-337-4548.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690. Back on Brent Friends, ESPN 690. Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz, talking football.
Stuff. Oh. Speaking.
Let's try that again.
Stuff. Oh. You remember when Brent asked for music earlier? And I played David Bowie? And he was like, no.
That was good. We had a fun time today. Any updates from the players' case?
Aaron Wise just went in the water 3 times.
We're watching Aaron Wise have a meltdown.
And I know what you're thinking if you're listening. 17, that makes sense. Nope, 18. 3 times in the water.
Then
it wasn't good from there because instead of putting it in the fairway, he put it behind a tree. So Aaron Wise is shooting 8 from the pine straw, which is really his second shot. So things are a mess for Aaron Wise. Also, Max Homa is on.
That was almost your pick to win.
Oh, good. Was it?
Almost.
Was it almost my pick to win?
Yes.
Sounds like I didn't make this pick. Yeah, he's in the sand at 16. So it's a whole mess out there at TPC Sawgrass. Nobody's really excelling.
Scott Scheffler did pretty good
on the course.
Tied for 6th.
He is the second best person on the planet to play the sport.
Also my pick to win.
And he's now in 5th, by the way. So not a lot of low scoring on the course right now. Jordan Spieth is 2 under. Victor Hovland is 2 under. Some of the better rounds going in the evening window.
Very cool.
Not for Aaron Wise.
No, very, very hot right now. He's got a lot of flop sweat going, probably.
And hopefully you didn't play Aaron Wise in fantasy like I tried to tell you people.
Yeah, you did warn people as the expert in fantasy golf.
I am.
The burgeoning sport.
I am the GOAT. But my boys are trash right now, to be real with you. I need some more birdies, I guess.
Amongst other things.
Yeah, eagles and hole-in-ones. I need everything.
You need a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's tough.
Calvin Ridley joined the Jaguars the other day, Case. He got green lights and everything.
Need some more Calvin Ridley.
Showed up at the stadium. Jaguars were quick to throw a camera in his face.
Yes, they were.
It's a fun time had by all.
Except maybe Calvin Ridley.
Did you watch a bunch of these clips? Did it get you all pumped up? Are you all hot and lathered now?
Listen, I'll be real with you. I'm excited Calvin Ridley is a member of the Jags. But
your expectations are tempered, huh?
Well, no, I'm fine with him when he gets on the field. But as I've told you, there's only so much you can do in the offseason.
But you act like that's not a reason to get excited.
It's exciting, but here's
He's
the thing.
better than a first-round draft pick. He's a known commodity.
He's better than a first-round draft pick receiver, or he's better than a first-round draft pick?
Would you rather have Quentin Johnston or Calvin Ridley?
Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
I would rather have Calvin Ridley than any receiver in this draft. But if you're saying I would have had to get, they didn't. But if you're saying
I'm not saying
round pick,
the number. I'm not saying Bryce Young or something like that.
I'm saying if the Jags for some reason didn't have pick 24,
okay,
but we're getting Calvin Ridley, I would be like, I don't know.
So you wouldn't give up the 24th pick for Calvin Ridley?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Good thing it didn't have to matter because they gave up much less.
Much less. But I guess my point is when the season's said and done, Calvin Ridley will be way more worth to this team, have way more value than whoever they pick at 24. You don't think so? Walk me through it. I mean, who are they taking at 24 that you're like,
It depends.
Oh, thank God.
It depends.
2023 would have been a disaster without this guy.
If they take Osiris Torrance, then I can't make that argument. But if they do
Man's not even going to start.
If they do trade up and get Joey Porter Jr. and they move Darius Williams back inside and you have 3 lockdown corners, I don't know.
Well, you don't know you have 3 lockdown corners. You have a guy you expect to be good in the NFL.
Right, that's why I said if. If you have 3 lockdown corners.
I think that's my point, is that even when you have a lock, even when you have Trevor Lawrence as the first pick in the draft, it's not a foregone conclusion that their rookie year is going to be worth anything.
Calvin Ridley hasn't played football since 21, dog.
That's fair. No, it's fair. It's fair. I think he's going to come in and wreck it, and I think he thinks so too.
He definitely thinks so.
And I think you'll hear that in a bunch of these cuts. Case, let's start with cut number 4, man, because Calvin Ridley is trying to let people know who he is. Calvin Ridley wants you to know what you're getting when you get Calvin Ridley. Cut 4.
First of all, you're getting a playmaker. Someone who makes plays, scores touchdowns, speed route runner, someone who gets open, someone who's a team player, someone who brings excitement to the field and to my teammates to help energize the game. Someone who's going to help move the ball, for sure.
Here's what I love about Mr. Captain Obvious right there, Calvin Ridley. You're getting a playmaker who could score touchdowns. I said this yesterday. I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it until we start seeing it happen. When the Jaguars were on the 2-yard line or the 1-yard line, you could expect a guy like Trevor to punch it through. You kind of get the feeling he likes that play. That little quarterback sneak on 4th and 1.
Absolutely.
When they're 2, 3, 4 yards out, maybe you're seeing ETN around the corner. We saw that a few times. We'll pass out to the flat, little screen. We'll jog into the end zone. Even when you're 6 or 7 yards out, maybe you've got Christian Kirk getting some separation. Maybe you got Evan Ingram getting some separation. But it's all about a timing play in a very tight window. When you have Calvin Ridley on the field, you now have an option when you're 10 to 15 yards out to get to that end zone that you did not have. And this team was in trouble in the red zone last year, Case. They struggled.
They did. He definitely brings them something that they didn't have, especially that receiver position.
This man will go up and get that football now, and you know Trevor can make that throw in that tight window. He's going to be able to put it, Trevor, in a place where only Calvin can get it.
Absolutely.
We talked about this at the very beginning of the season last year. We looked at the height of every receiver on this team. That's a short receiving squad.
A little bit.
Not with Calvin Ridley.
He definitely
not just tall, but long.
Lengthens them out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
We'll take it. But yes, it's an option that you didn't have that most teams do have, and now you can bring that play back into the playbook.
Oh, yeah. So Calvin Ridley wants you to be excited. He's coming to the team. But why would Calvin be excited? I think we start the conversation with Uncle Doug. Cut 6.
Winning. Like I went to Alabama, I was a part of a winning culture there. You know, I know Atlanta's a winning culture too, but we had a rough couple years. But I know Coach Doug has the formula to win, and you know I want to be a part of that, and that's what that's what it's about. That's why we work hard to win those games and be in those important games. I want to be in important games, so I think Coach Doug and Trevor and the whole Jacksonville organization is going that direction. I want to be a part of that, man.
Kasey, wipe the crusties out of your eyes, man. Wake up. You are not dreaming. Jaguars fan, you just heard a coveted wide receiver say he wanted to come to Jacksonville because he wants to win.
You also heard a microphone rub on a jacket a couple of times.
You did hear that.
That was not my fault.
I'm
I
glad
just
you
wanted to
pointed that
clarify
out.
that.
That would drive me crazy too.
Yeah, because I knew who was going to get blamed for it, so I just wanted to make it clear that that was something that I couldn't control.
Putting on that flak jacket, are you?
A little bit, but yeah, I mean, it is a crazy thing that
He came here to win, Kasey.
Yeah, why do you want to play for Doug Peterson? Because he's a winner.
He's a winner.
And the Jags
are winners. Unbelievable how the tide has turned.
It is something. It's different.
And you know, Doug's not the only reason for that success, is he?
He is not.
Trevor Lawrence, a big part of that success. Gotta wonder, Calvin. We know what you see in Doug. What do you see in Trevor? Cut 5.
His ability. He's a great quarterback, young, smart, got an arm. I just
got 2 of them.
Know that my tools, coming to play with him, I could just see, us doing, really, really, really big things. And, he has the arm strength to reach me, and I can get open on a lot of different guys. And we have a lot of, teammates that can help, but I just think he is a great talent, the arm strength, and me and my ability with that, I think it can really work out good.
Is that a slight at Matt Ryan, you think, or no?
Nah, I don't think so.
He's like, he's got an arm. He can actually reach me.
Nah, I didn't actually think that. My thought when I heard this, and he said about mostly talking about himself there, that he can make the plays when he gets the ball to me. My first thought was, Calvin Ridley's a little bit cocky. But then my thought was, bro, he's a number 1 receiver. He better be cocky.
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of like this.
He's earned it.
This is different. You got a guy. Now, granted, he has to prove it.
There's a lot that's different about this.
There's a lot that's different about this. But, you have to prove it. Don't get me wrong. But I like the idea that he's like, nah, it's cool, bro. I didn't play for a year and a half. Still him. He's wearing Jags colors. Oh.
You got to imagine when you're a professional athlete and football is your life. I mean, if you read that article that Calvin penned for the Players Tribune, football wasn't just about sports and competition for him. I mean, it was legit catharsis. It was therapy. Troubled youth.
Mm-hmm.
The way to stay out of that trouble was on the football field. And the way he writes it, it's the way he gets his mind straight. I think it's why it was so difficult when he thought he needed to walk away from the game for his mental health. The thing that had kept his mental health intact this whole time, he felt was tearing him apart.
Yeah.
It's a tough time. Being out for a year is not easy, especially when it's against your will. Because I bet if it was up to Calvin, even if he stepped away from the game back with the Falcons, he didn't plan on being out as long as he's been out.
Right.
You got to wonder what that's like. What the hardest part about having to sit for an entire year while you watch all your friends, all the folks you've been playing with for years, because these kids know each other from teenage years, playing in all those traveling games and all that stuff. Cut 2, man. What was the hardest part about being out?
Well, just watching it. I happened to watch it at home, and knowing I really can't, there's nothing I can do to get back into the game until I get approval, So that, being the game being taken away from me, and I was just like, man, I can't sit home all day. I need a job. I mean, what I do is I always worked every day. Football was my job for most of my life. So that was the hardest part, just not being able to run and, be a part of a team and, feel important at that moment. So it was hard.
That right there, one of the main differences between you and Calvin Ridley. He can't sit home. You have no problem sitting home.
Love it. Huge fan. Love the home.
That, and he actually has a wife.
I have a wife.
Well, allegedly.
She's real.
Allegedly.
She is a person. I don't know what to
I
tell
mean,
you.
when she had the opportunity to put all the rumors behind her and confirm it, she chose not to.
Have you ever considered there's a chance that she doesn't like you guys?
No.
That's
No, I often consider she doesn't like you.
Still married.
I mean, allegedly.
Right here.
Yeah, I got one too. Doesn't mean I'm married. I guess it does mean I'm married.
I was like, you might want to backtrack. I'm pretty sure it does.
Listen, folks, we might sound a little punchy because we're getting towards the end of the show.
We are punchy.
Brent Friends, ESPN 690. My name is Aaron Schachter. With me, as always, my liege, Kasey Kurtz.
Fruit punch.
Look it up.
I'm going to. I need to know if I was offended or not.
We'll be back with What Did I Learn on the show today. You want to join us for it, 904-362-9901. I would promise you a prize, but not really great at that. 904-362-9901. 904-362-9901. What did I learn on Brent Friends? Coming up in minutes on ESPN 690.
Brent and Friends is sponsored by Best Bet. Now open in St. Augustine.
Discover how good your water can be with the new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. Connecticut's twin-tank non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. This month, you can trade in any brand water softener and receive $750 towards a new Connecticut Premier Series softener. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and provide solutions that are right for you and your family. Imagine having clean, clear, purified water at your home. No more plastic bottles, no more waste, just great tasting, purified water that you can trust. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. Financing options available with approved credit. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1428211.
You ready? Then get set and go to the Ready, Set, Go event, even on pre-owned at Arlington Toyota. That's all makes, all models, all colors, shapes, and sizes, all specially priced during the Ready, Set, Go event at Arlington Pre-Owned. Plus, our friends over at Arlington give you 30 days to love your pre-owned purchase or exchange it. With over 400 pre-owned on the lot, you better get Ready, Set, Go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Shop in person and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
As the seasons change, one thing remains the same. Jacksonville and all of Northeast Florida are fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. If you spot ESPN 690 anywhere in the community, come hang with us and grab an ice-cold Celsius.
Ready for some baseball? It's almost time for your Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Opening day is April 5th, and 1-to-1 Financial Credit Union has the deal. 1 week only, March 13th to the 18th. Stop by any 1-to-1 Financial branch and pick up BOGO Jumbo Shrimp ticket packages. Buy one, get one.
Yeah.
That's 20 game vouchers for just $1.95. No blackout dates, only the reserve seats.
Yeah.
Just hit up your hometown credit union 1-to-1. March 13th to the 18th. Get your BOGO and support the home team. Thirsty Thursday has never been better. Federally insured by NCUA.
Stogie Fest, the Southeast premier cigar event, is back at Aromas March 24th through the 26th. It all kicks off Friday, March 24th at 6 p.m. with events throughout the evening. Saturday, enjoy the Stogie Feast, an exotic meat lovers dinner, followed by beer, scotch, wine, and of course, cigar samples. Stogie Fest Sunday starts at 11 a.m. and features cigar sampling, great food, a designer car show, and more. This event will sell out, so go to aromas.com to get your tickets today. That's aromas.com.
It's been tough talking to my doctor about constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. I finally laid all my symptoms out there and how they keep coming back. She said I may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. We agreed it's time to try something different.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Visit a doctor in person or online. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by Abbey and Ironwood Pharmaceutical.
Anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa. One jackpot is paid out every minute on the hottest slot machines and table games. With over $2 billion in jackpots paid out in the last year, you could be the next lucky winner. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa has over 800 rooms and suites, a luxurious rock spa and salon, award-winning restaurants, and an exciting comedy and concert lineup, including pool parties with world-renowned artists. With a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment options, anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
We're recording this Progressive commercial on a real boat to let people know that when you bundle your home, boat, and other vehicles...
What was that, Flo?
Progressive saves you money, Jamie.
Why are we doing this on a boat?
We were going for authenticity.
We're going to the city?
Authenticity.
You mean Atlantic City? But we're not in the Atlantic. Are we?
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Yellow Card is coming to Daly's Place on July 21st and 22nd. And ESPN 690 has tickets to the show. Log on to ESPN 690 and register to win tickets to see Yellow Card celebrating 20 years of Ocean Avenue.
All right, quickly jumping back in. Brent Friends, ESPN 690. Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kurtz, wrapping up the show. Time to give you what did we learn. Probably don't have enough time to go to the phones, but if you're feeling frisky, feeling froggy, 904-362-9901. Case, did you learn anything today on the show?
I did.
What'd you learn, bud?
I learned.
Oh!
I learned that the levels on the board for audio are not a recommendation.
They're not a recommendation. That's right.
That's what I learned. I also learned that you guys are extremely good at on-the-fly percentage math.
Oh.
But not so good at knowing what the Jags should actually pick in the first round.
Fair enough. You
That's
disagreed
what I
with
learned
us
today.
on our percentages
But you
of
did
who they should pick.
incredible at doing the math on the fly. I wouldn't have
you.
done that
I
well. That's why I
appreciate
chose two numbers that are easy to add, 8 and 2.
Well
Makes
done.
11.
I learned something about you today, bud. I learned that you thought Will Zalatoris was going to win TPC. Apparently, it was a bad choice. Next time, you should pick someone closer to the top of the leaderboard. I also learned that Marcel almost birdied John Rahm's two front teeth.
That's true.
That would have been great. You want to talk about national attention?
We would have had it.
Oh boy, we would have had the exclusive interview with Marcel from JSO.
You would like to hope we'd have the exclusive.
Well, I would hope.
Yeah, I know.
Giving it to someone else.
No guarantees.
What the heck? I learned that after 4 years, South Beach Gary finally asked a good question. So I want to celebrate that. I'm with you, South Beach. I learned that I'm both terrified and excited by Fliff.
Yes.
Which is like a degenerate gambling app for kids with training wheels.
Good call.
And then finally, I learned that I convinced myself that Teddy Two Gloves Bridgewater is a better option under center for the Jets this year than aging Aaron Rodgers.
You were the only one that learned that, but you did learn it.
I did learn it.
Yeah.
It's been a fun show today, Brent and Friends. Thank you for being with us. We'll join you one more time this week. Tomorrow, Brent will be live from TPC Sawgrass. Of course, me and Case back here at the home studio. Case, you going out to TPC tomorrow?
Not if it's raining.
Guess not. All right. Maybe Brent will be here too then. Forgot about that.
You never know.
Eyes to the skies, kids.
Levels aren't recommendations.
Eyes to the skid. Skids? Eyes to the skies.
End the show.
End the show. We're out of here. Overtime is next. Have a great night.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
Right now, American Window Products is offering the newest features in window technology with Ultra Dual Low E glass and insulated vinyl frames with magnet weather stripping on windows for an airtight seal to help reduce your energy usage, all at an affordable price. This exclusive offer is for a limited time, so act now to save big with 12 months, 0 interest financing. Schedule a free estimate at AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, the window professionals.
Financing at time of sale for new orders only. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
When I set out to build our firm, it was built for greatness. It was built for you. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. If you or anyone in your family has been injured, call America's largest injury law firm. Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Visit ForThePeople.com for an office near you.
My allergies are killing me.
All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Jeep Celebration event.
Spring is here, and this is a great time to get your next new Jeep from your #1 hometown dealer, Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Bay Meadows. Celebrate and save on a new Jeep Compass. Get up to $7,000 off MSRP and drive home happy. Buying a new car, truck, or SUV from Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram is fast and easy. See our inventory at jaxcjdr.com. Choose the right vehicle for you and get your price and payment in 10 minutes or less. Looking for a new Gladiator? We've got them. For a limited time, they're all on sale at up to $10,000 off MSRP. Save up to $6,000 on a new Grand Cherokee 4xE or $7,500 on a new Grand Cherokee L. Our savings are nothing to sneeze at. Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, I-295 and Bay Meadows.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Every weeknight at 6 p.m., it's Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton, and check us out right here on ESPN 690.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports Mavericks guard Luka Doncic shouldn't be out of action for very long. An MRI on his left thigh showed no structural damage, and he should be able to play after the soreness subsides. This just in, Kansas coach Bill Self will miss the Big 12 tournament with an undisclosed illness. Assistant coach Norm Roberts takes over. The Jayhawks won the national title a year ago. Today they won their quarterfinal game in the Big 12 tournament, beating West Virginia 78-61. In the ACC, Miami had a 17-point second-half lead on Wake Forest and almost let it slip away.
Miller, quick bounce pass back to Wong. He'll race it into the front court, all the way to the rim and score. How about that?
A play drawn up. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, a give and go of sorts from the inbounder.
Wes Durham and Jordan Cornette on ESPN Radio. 14th-ranked Miami holds on for a 74-72 quarterfinal win. Cal coach Mark Fox is fired today after 4 years on the job. The Golden Bears were 3-29 this season.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Come join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
It's March Madness at Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway. This month, all new vehicle purchasers get 5 shots from the free throw line. Each shot you make is worth $100 off your new vehicle. That's up to $500 off. Stop by the showroom. Shoot and save. Nimnik Buick GMC is Jacksonville's #1 Buick GMC dealer. It's where my family has bought 6 vehicles. The latest one in December. Never pay over MSRP. NimnikBuickGMC.com. GMC. We are professional grade. 67-64, 4 seconds left. Ivy speeds up the middle of the floor. Ivy from the logo, lets it go. No good! For the first time in NCAA history, a 15 seed will head to the Elite Eights. They're Peacocks. You gotta let them fly.
St. Peter's historic win over Purdue secured them as last year's top Cinderella story. Hear Westwood One's exclusive coverage of this year's NCAA tournament right here.
As the stock market slumps and instability this year got you concerned, would you like a way that could protect your retirement when the markets are down? Gold Alliance would like to give you 2 free reports, the Inflation Survival Plan and the Stock Market Correction Plan. Both give actionable insights you can use now that could protect your savings in uncertain times. Absolutely free. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2079. 800-200-2079. 800-200-2079.
All investments involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
What is going on a thrilling Thursday? Tis overtime. Tis Kurtz and Middleton. Brian Middleton is the broadcast on. Kasey Kurtz and myself. We take you up until 7 o'clock, I do believe, on this Thursday night, round one of the Players' Championship. Things are wild at TPC, as they usually are. The leaderboard is full of people that you've probably never heard of. And it apparently is going to rain tomorrow, so it's going to get even more wild at TPC Sawgrass. We'll update you about that as we go along. Still some players on the golf course, still some big names trying to finish up their rounds. I believe I saw Jordan Spieth go in the water as I was walking over here to start the show, so we will update you on that as we go along. But Calvin Ridley, speaking not to the media, more so to the team and their staff over there. We will play some of that for you. We will talk about players that have been given the franchise tag and who could be the most valuable to their teams. All that coming up before 7 o'clock. And Brian, is the poll still available to be voted on? Can people still get in on the poll if they are looking to make their voice heard in the franchise tag discussion?
Maybe. I usually set it for like the first 10 minutes of our show to end, so I would have to see if I did that kind of math or did I just average out and say, hey, 3 hours.
That is not a convincing
I'll let you know, though.
Take. Good news, you can still vote on it. As a matter of fact, at the broadcast on. I work quick around here. Which non-QB franchise tag player will have the best statistical season this year? Evan Ingram, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard. Go ahead and vote at the broadcast on Twitter. We will share the results in about 9 minutes' time. That's how much time you have to vote on it. And in those 9 minutes, we will talk about, well, Calvin Ridley, because why not? Calvin Ridley is here. He is in Jacksonville, and he is talking about what has gone on the last year, what has he seen from the Jags, what kind of player the Jags getting, so many things from Calvin Ridley. Brian Middleton, let's start with cut number one with Calvin Ridley talking about his appreciation for the Jags and what they've done for him so far.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the Jags took me early, man. I was suspended, and they gave me a chance. They took a shot on me. I mean, I think, I thank them so much for taking a chance on me early in that situation. They made me, it gave me some energy. I had a team to watch. I had a reason to, want to come back and be a great player. And like you said, they started playing amazing. So it was really fun for me to watch them, get better. And I'm ready to get out there, man. That's all I can do. I don't really like to talk too much about it. I just want to play.
Just wants to play some football. That, by the way, a little bit of the jacket rubbing on the microphone. Get at the Jags if you want to be mad at somebody, not me specifically. But, I mean, it's an interesting start to this conversation because it's not something, to be honest, that I thought about when Calvin Ridley was a member of the Falcons, is what would happen when Calvin Ridley was reinstated. I think you could just kind of assume that the Falcons, he would still be a member of the team. And would they want him back? Who knows? Like, there was a whole story there that never really played out because the Jags were aggressive and went and got this guy and believed in him. And you heard it there, his appreciation for what they did in this offseason to bring Calvin Ridley in, to give him a second opportunity, if you will, obviously, if he was indeed reinstated like he was. And this is a guy who is obviously very appreciative to be in Jacksonville. A lot of different things are happening in Jacksonville that have ever happened before. This is one of them. People are wanting and happy to be here, playing with Trevor Lawrence and playing for Doug Peterson, which Calvin Ridley will talk about in a second. But let's go cut number two, Brian Middleton. Calvin Ridley missed a year, a whole year. The hardest part about that for him was what he says right here.
Well, just watching it. I happened to watch it at home, and knowing I really can't, there's nothing I can do to get back into the game until I get approval, So that, the game being taken away from me, and I was just like, man, I can't sit home all day. I need a job. I mean, what I do is I always worked every day. Football was my job for most of my life. So that was the hardest part, just not being able to run and, be a part of a team and, feel important at that moment. So it was hard.
It's an interesting thought because it's very, very hard to relate, I think, for any of us to what he said there. Calvin Ridley has been a football player literally his whole life. We all played sports as kids, high school, even college for some. But we've since, for the most of us, had to move on with our lives. Not everybody gets to play professionally. Actually, very few. And you have to go do something else. And I'm sure most of you that I'm talking to probably have had more than one job. So you have to transition and move on with your life. And now you look or try to step into Calvin Ridley's shoes and say, this man has done this his whole life, and they told him he can't for a whole year. Brian, could you imagine if someone came up to you and said, Brian Middleton, you're not allowed to do traffic for a whole year? How would you feel?
Tell him thank you.
Yeah.
You hear me?
I knew what you were going to say.
Don't you tease me with a good year. Don't you tease me with a great year.
It's a shame you don't have a passion for traffic like I thought you did. But the point of the story is this. Everybody other than Brian Middleton, it would be difficult. And figuring out what to do next would probably be the move. If you lose your job, quit your job, get fired, whatever, get laid off, your next thought is, what am I going to do next? You might be happy initially. But what do you do next? For Calvin Ridley, there was no next. He's an NFL wide receiver who's very, very good at it. And he had to wait and hope that he was going to get reinstated with the opportunity to play. Obviously, when he was traded to Jacksonville, things changed for him in his world, but he still had to wait for that opportunity. And while he was waiting, he was working out and knowing what kind of player he was going to be. So what kind of player simply are the Jags getting in Calvin Ridley? According to Calvin Ridley, Brian Middleton, that would be cut number 4.
First of all, you're getting a playmaker. Someone who makes plays, scores touchdowns, speed route runner, someone who gets open, someone who's a team player, someone who brings excitement to the field and to my teammates to help energize the game. Someone who's going to help move the ball, for sure.
Simple as that. Playmaker, move the football down the field, probably score some touchdowns as well. You got to like it. You got to love it, actually. And when you talk about the player that Calvin Ridley is, he will be brought to a level of success because of Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson. Let's start, though, with cut number 5, talking about what he has seen in his new quarterback, Trevor Lawrence.
His ability. He's a great quarterback, young, smart, got an arm. I just know that my tools, coming to play with him, I could just see, us doing, really, really, really big things. And, he has the arm strength to reach me, and I can get open on a lot of different guys. And we have a lot of, teammates that can help, but I just think he is a great talent, the arm strength, and me and my ability with that, I think it can really work out good.
By the way, 3 minutes left on the poll. You can vote at the broadcast on. I've seen multiple people vote since we said it. Which non-QB franchise tag player will have the best season? Go vote at the broadcast on Twitter. But talking about Trevor Lawrence and the arm strength and the ability that they are going to have together, that should excite Jacksonville Jaguars fans. But this, to me, is the best clip from this sound, which came from Jaguars.com. And that is cut number 6, Brian, talking about why did Calvin Ridley and why is he so excited to play for Doug Peterson?
Winning. I went to Alabama. I was a part of a winning culture there. I know Atlanta's a winning culture too, but we had a rough couple years. But I know Coach Doug has the formula to win, and I want to be a part of that, and that's what that's what it's about. That's why we work hard to win those games and be in those important games. I want to be in important games, so I think Coach Doug and Trevor and the whole Jacksonville organization is going that direction. I want to be a part of that, man.
Don't lose sight of what that is. The Jacksonville Jaguars head coach is perceived around the league to be a winner, a winning culture. That is not something that, one, we can say about the Jags, and two, you kind of forget the idea that every player also saw Doug Peterson win a Super Bowl with Philadelphia. And they have friends who played on the team with Doug Peterson in Philadelphia. And around the league, it is known that this guy produces winning football. And players want to be a part of that. And I think it's easy to lose sight of that. Like, we saw what happened, and everybody in Jacksonville is fired up. But around the league, they've known because of what he accomplished in Philly. And although there's not a lot of resources available for free agency in the salary cap and spending money because you have to pay your draft picks, I guarantee you there's free agents that are interested in Jacksonville. People you're not even thinking of because they know the I can't even think of the word. The background. What's that word? It don't matter. I was going to say receipt, but that's not right.
Okay.
The reception. No, that's not right. Anyway, they know Doug Peterson's a winner.
There you go.
I don't have a thesaurus in front of me, folks. Couldn't get that word out. But they know he's a winner. And they know what it's like to play for a winner and how important that is and what you can accomplish. And that's shown no more than what happened in Jacksonville when you had a coach who came into an organization that is a losing organization and turned it around like that. The quarterback helps. But the view around the league is the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars is a winner, and people want to play for that guy. Let me give you one more, Brian Middleton. It'll be cut number 7. And Calvin Ridley, who has sat out a year, and then even more, about a year and a half, hasn't played since 2021 in October, and he simply cannot wait to play football again.
Yeah, that's the part of football I love. I love the competing. I wish April 17th was tomorrow. That's what I'm here for. I want to play football, So, I can't tell y'all how excited I am. I've sat out a whole season. The season just ended. Now I'm back in, and this process is slow for me to perform, So just taking it slow, one foot at a time, but I can't wait.
It's as simple as that. Jags fans agree with you. They can't wait either to see Calvin Ridley on the football field wearing teal and black for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The sound courtesy of Jaguars.com as they caught up with Calvin Ridley as he is in Jacksonville for the first time as a member of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Brian Middleton is the broadcast on. I'm Kasey Kurtz. This is Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton, and we transition to the poll because Brian Middleton is the master of the poll. And saw a good amount of people vote, by the way, after I gave it a couple of pushes on the radio.
You the white Don King.
That should make you feel good.
You promote like none other. So, yeah.
You haven't said much in the show yet. Am I hogging the show?
Well, number one, I have it, but number two, I was doing something else and actually was enjoying the flow. There was a nice...
Until I couldn't say the word.
Yeah, until you didn't have
I really screwed that up. Huh?
You know what I'm saying? But that was good, Kasey.
That was smooth that you said thesaurus because I've struggled twice now.
You should get more monologues. You should work on that. You remember we used to do that at the beginning? What's on your mind?
Yes.
A year ago.
I can't believe the show's been around that long that we've had bits that have gone away.
Yeah, that we just stopped doing.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I got to write this every week. No, I'm good, fam. But, hey, man, I was enjoying it. You're not hogging the show by all means. That was good stuff.
Well, let's get you in here because, again, you are the master of the poll. And you asked which non-QB franchise tag player will have the best statistical year next season. Now, there may be some bias because we are located here in the beautiful Jacksonville, Florida. But you put Evan Ingram, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard. Did you vote on the poll? You can't. I always forget. Who would you have voted for if you could have voted on the poll?
With polls like this, try to take my bias out of it, Kasey.
Mm-hmm.
Because instantly I want to go to Evan Ingram. Seeing him up close and personal more so than any of these other guys on the actual list. But I can't do that. I've got to abstain from being biased with these polls. And also, I couldn't understand the disrespect to Tony Pollard, so I would have voted for Tony Pollard.
Really?
I would have voted for Tony Pollard. Now, granted, we didn't give any exception for if they come back 100% healthy. I know he's coming off of that injury. I haven't followed up, so I don't know exactly what that looks like recovery time. But I would have voted for Tony Pollard for a myriad of reasons. But let me tell you why I couldn't vote for those other guys.
Because you're not allowed to vote on your own polls.
Besides that, Josh Jacobs, I still think it's a mess down there, but it's going to be covered up just a bit because you have, what's your boy's name, McDaniels running the show, so he can get all the blame.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Josh just had his best year ever. Just ran the ball with a veracity and led the league in rushing, all of those high grades from PFF. Can he do that 2 seasons in a row? I don't know, but he'll still be a good back. That being said, who's your quarterback? And if defenses are keying in even more now on you, Josh, granted you got Devontae Adams out there taking some pressure, hopefully off of whoever might be the QB and the run game, but you're going to be keyed in on. Not that people weren't doing it earlier on once you started really cutting up early on this season, but now it's going to be maybe top of mind, believe it or not, for the defense with the whole Devontae Adams out there, which would be crazy. But granted, again, I don't know who your QB is going to be. So I couldn't pick him.
Okay.
If we go to Saquon, yeah, the offense probably needs to rely on you, but if they're paying Daniel Jones the way that they think he's going to be a QB, or at least the one for the Giants that they have to keep around because, hey, he kind of showed out. This was the worst time for him to play well as far as from an organizational point of view because, hey, he's going to command money now that he really showed out this year, even though he only threw for 15 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, hey, he's going to get his as far as Saquon Barkley is concerned. And I think they'll probably make a splash move for a wide receiver somehow, some way. So, again, I think Saquon's going to have a good year. But, And granted, one more thing with Saquon, Kasey, really quick.
Do it.
Injury had plagued him, except for last year.
True.
So do I think he's even going to make it through the whole season? I hope so. I like to see him, play, except when it's against the Jags.
True.
But will he make it through a whole season? I don't know. Evan Ingram is interesting because I made the argument that Zay Jones has a strong possibility of being the leading receiver, receptions-wise, for the Jags at the end of next season.
That's an interesting take.
On a poll, earlier this week. And it's because, people were going between Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley, and understandably so, but I made a valiant point. The point I made was basically, hey, the attention is going to be elsewhere. Yeah, he'll have less targets, but, hey, he's going to cut up on the third DB, the nickel DB, or whoever's on him, a safety, maybe a linebacker at times. He's going to eat that up. But I'm going to make the opposite argument for Evan Ingram. There's so much greatness and potential greatness on this Jags offense. There's not enough ball. Even with Trevor Lawrence tossing it around, and Trevor can get it to him.
It's true.
He can get it to each and every one of these guys on the receiving core, and these guys have shown the propensity to make plays. But I just don't think he's going to be able to have as good a season statistically. Doesn't mean that big plays he won't show up because of mismatches and things that he can do athletically. I just think when I compare those three guys to Tony Pollard, you got a guy in Mike McCarthy who a lot of people don't have faith in, especially the guy in the studio over there, Kasey Kurtz.
That's me.
I mean, the only, I guess, coach that you hate more, I say hate, but dislike is Brandon Staley. And that's hard. That's a hard guy to beat. But Mike McCarthy, he's right up there in the running. He always looks, when they cut away to him in TV, Kasey, always looks like he doesn't know what's going on.
Confused, very confused all the time.
Yeah, confused.
That's what you like in your head coach, just to look lost the whole time.
Except when it's time for payday. First of the month, he checked that deposit, or he check in with his accountant. He knows everything that's going on there.
That's fair.
But listen, they let go of Kellen Moore, and he said, throwing Kellen Moore slightly under the bus, I want to run the ball. I wanted to run the ball.
That's right.
And I don't think that he just means give the ball more to Zeke, because regardless of whether or not he knows what's going on with the team and the game plan, even he can see that Tony Pollard is the guy that is the top guy in that backfield. So I think that Tony Pollard will have a chip on his shoulder, one coming back from injury, another one if he doesn't get a deal done, he wants to show out and get his money. And then two, I think Mike McCarthy's going to be like, I'm going to feed people the ball, if we are to believe what he said when he was throwing Kellen Moore under the bus. So I'm going to go with Tony Pollard statistically having the best season.
That might have been your best segment of radio yet.
I'll pull that. Put it on the sizzle.
Because 6% of y'all voted for Tony Pollard, and I was one of them. I voted for Tony Pollard.
Oh, wow. That's why.
And we didn't talk about this before. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you made a lot of good points.
There you go.
By the way, 71% of y'all voted for Evan Ingram. That's because we're in Jacksonville. Because there's not enough ball to go around. They all just can't have career years. It isn't Madden. They're also going to run the ball. So, whatever. Vote for who you want. It's fine. Saquon Barkley with 14. Josh Jacobs with 9. Tony Pollard with 6%. Here's why, and here's something that you didn't get into.
Okay.
They franchise tagged him. They didn't sign him long term. They is going to run Tony Pollard into the ground and let him be a free agent.
Yeah.
That's what they've done. That's what they did with Zeke. Now, here's the other thing. Ezekiel Elliott had a total of 248 touches last year. Ezekiel Elliott's probably not coming back to Dallas. So you're telling me he's not going to get 248 more touches on top of his 232 touches that he had? 100 more touches? Maybe. Yep. More rushes, less receives, whatever. That's 968 yards that Zeke had, which I'm not worried about the yards. Zeke had 12 total touchdowns. Those touchdowns got to go somewhere. Tony Pollard had 12 total touchdowns of himself. Add 5, 6, 7. Tony Pollard is going to get the ball on every play. They've got CeeDee Lamb. They have options. I get it. But this is a guy who last year, in not even being the starter, was fantastic for the Dallas Cowboys. And they franchise tagged him. Whether you agree with the franchise tag or not, it means they are going to run this man into the ground. And you know what? They're probably going to win. Because the Dallas, not the Super Bowl, don't get it twisted. They're going to win some games because that's the winning formula. They need to run the football. Dak is a guy who should throw it 25 times at most. You should be running the ball 20 times with Tony Pollard. And you'll draft a guy to get 8 carries. That's the recipe. And if you're giving it to Tony Pollard 20 times in carries department and you're throwing it to him 4 or 5 times, my man's is putting up 15, 17 total touchdowns, receiving and rushing. And statistically, that's going to be better than Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, and Evan Ingram, in my opinion. Can Saquon Barkley stay healthy? I don't know. I don't think he puts up those numbers because you have to go get a receiver if you're the Giants, like you mentioned. You have to put stuff around Daniel Jones. You paid him. There's no choice. You got to do that. Josh Jacobs, that's the hardest one to predict for my money because they don't have a quarterback currently. So if for some reason Jared Stidham's their quarterback and Josh Jacobs got franchise tagged as well, obviously all these people did, but can he do it again? We'll see. Evan Ingram, there's not enough football to go around. Evan Ingram can have a big year, but if Tony Pollard's putting up crazy fantasy football numbers, statistically he'll win this poll. So that's why I voted on Tony Pollard.
In Kasey, to piggyback one more time, there will be games, I truly believe this, where the Jags, their starters will be out by the beginning of the fourth quarter on offense. Now I got to look at the schedule
take.
again. Yeah, but I am confident that this team, even with a tougher schedule, based off of how they played last year, that's why they get a tougher schedule this year. I believe that's how it works.
Yeah, they play Buffalo.
There will be times where they're clicking so well, like you're not going to get the opportunity to try to even pad some stats. Because even if you're up big, it's going to be ETN, it's going to be Hasty, whoever's in that backfield. You feel what I'm saying? So I hope Evan Ingram has the best statistical year out of all these guys. Yeah. But I couldn't. I'm with you, Kasey. I can't see that happening.
Let's quickly do quick math, okay? And again, it's hard to know. Christian Kirk had 1,100 yards last year. Let's be generous. Let's give Christian Kirk 1,000 yards. 1,000-yard receiver. Zay Jones had 823.
Yeah.
Let's give him 600 yards. He's taking a step back. Evan Ingram had 766. I'll be generous and give him 700. Calvin Ridley is now joining the team. Who thinks he's getting 1,400 yards?
That's what I was about to say. Oh, man.
So let's just give him 1,400 yards. That's 3,700 yards passing. And you got a whole Travis Etienne.
So, tack on another 500 to that. I think Trevor's good for 4,500. So we got 300 yards to play around with.
For Jamal Agnew and such.
Oh, yeah, I forgot there's other guys who will be.
And they will likely draft a tight end.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, Marvin Jones had a whole 500 yards last year. Dan Arnold had a whole 135. I mean.
By the way, man, I just saw Darnell Washington's full combine. And he was on the sled.
Oh, my God. The sled wanted no part of Darnell Washington.
Did you see the tight end's sled, combine cut up
The
mashup?
ones where it didn't really move.
Yeah,
and then Darnell
and then he just picks it
yep.
up. And it's just like, oh, never mind. Kasey, you got it right. Let's go with him on Mach 2.0.
Darnell Washington is so good.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to be so upset when they don't draft him. I'm going to be so upset. That man they don't make humans like that. Go watch the Darnell Washington combine tape. And I know what you're saying. Somebody in your car or on the stream is like, Kasey, you've talked about Darnell Washington for 8 straight days. Please give it a rest. You got to stop. I will not stop. Ever.
Wow.
So if you're sick of the Darnell Washington stuff, I hate to tell you, this might not be for you for the rest of life.
Whoa.
Because I'm not going to stop.
Keep the listeners, Case.
Please stay. But, I'm just telling you, it's not going to stop. They don't make humans like that. I'm not saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I'm saying he's special. You watch.
Pick the sled up. He picked it up.
He picked the sled up.
Just going
He's
forward.
not a grown man yet. I want to confirm. He is a kid that was going to college classes 3 months ago.
What is he, 21 probably? 22 at the oldest?
You got to pick him. I don't care how. You got to trade back up. Not up in the first round. Trade back into the second round. Pick him at 20. Whatever. Get Darnell Washington. That's all I'm saying. We got to go to break. Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton. ESPN 690. We're back after this.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy tonight. Temperatures dropping to near 60 degrees. A mix of clouds and sun for Friday and breezy, quite warm into the low 80s. And then showers and a few thunderstorms late in the afternoon into the early evening. From the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jack's First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Now get 0% interest for 5 years with nothing down.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. We have the pads, rotors, drums, shoes, and brake fluids to improve your stopping power. Right now, save 15% when you get any 2 Duralast rotors with a set of Duralast brake pads. Missing a tool? Ask about our free Loan-A-Tool program and borrow the tools you need to get the job done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the MPD Group 2021. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool.
Still overpaying for a razor? In this economy? Gross. At Dollar Shave Club, you can get a top shelf shave at a regular shelf price. We've been hawking shaving products for years online, and we're excited to bring you the same great quality and low prices at a store near you. From high-quality stainless steel blades to super smooth shave creams, Dollar Shave Club's in the business of making your shave easier. Find Dollar Shave Club in the men's razor aisle. Getting your Dollar Shave Club razor wherever you want. Isn't that great?
Are you ready for a great deal? Do you have your heart set on a new Toyota? Then go to the Ready, Set, Go sales event happening now at Arlington Toyota. Of course, at Arlington, you get Ready, Set, Go deals and more, like 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty. That's unlimited time and miles. But you better shop now before Ready, Set, Go is gone. Don't wait. Shop in person and online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
Ready for some baseball? It's almost time for your Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Opening day is April 5th, and 1-to-1 Financial Credit Union has the deal. 1 week only, March 13th to the 18th. Stop by any 1-to-1 Financial branch and pick up BOGO Jumbo Shrimp ticket packages. Buy one, get one.
Yeah.
That's 20 game vouchers for just $1.95. No blackout dates, only the reserve seats.
Yeah.
Just head up your hometown credit union 1-to-1. March 13th to the 18th. Get your BOGO and support the home team. Thirsty Thursday has never been better. Federally insured by NCUA.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinsky. The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Prime Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 904-664-8214. 904-664-8214. That's 904-664-8214.
Football season in the rear view. It's golfing season now. The countdown to the players is on. Before you watch, make sure you play. And don't play golf in Jacksonville without the Dream 18 card. Save on greens fees on some of the best golf courses in the area. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, The Yards, Amelia River Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Buy it now for just $69 and save hundreds of dollars at Action Sports Jacks. Dream18.com. I'll see you on the golf course.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton, ESPN 690 on a thrilling Thursday. Calvin Ridley conversation in the first segment. Some franchise tagged player conversation as well in that first segment of the show. We take you up until 7 o'clock. Want to remind you, coming up next week, March Madness NCAA tournament coverage on the station. We will be here on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, we will not be here. We are taking all of the March Madness games courtesy of Westwood One, so you'll be able to hear that here. I will be in Orlando for the first round games that will be played there, so you can follow me on Twitter for updates on those exact games at KKurtz. Not sure who's in it yet, obviously, but we will keep you updated. That's where we will be. I'll also be in Exploria Stadium on Wednesday for Orlando City as they play their second leg of the CONCACAF Champions League. So soccer and March Madness, if you're looking for coverage, at KKurtz on Twitter. I got you. If you're looking for polls, sports question, that one, I heard it. I heard it there. If you are looking for sports questions to answer with multiple options on Twitter, what do you mean?
Bruh, that's too long. Just move it on, man. It's all good. Don't even promo my stuff, all right? You good, man.
At the broadcast on. Lots of... I'm not going to say it. We move on.
You big dummy.
We move on. That's all you get. People are like, what does that mean?
Yeah, that's all you get.
It's a segment.
This segment, well, I scour the internet for headlines that I want to give my opinion on, but first get Kasey's opinion on.
Let's do it.
It's simple. All right, Kasey, first up, former Cardinals offensive lineman Calvin
saw this.
Says Kyler Murray needs to grow up a little bit.
Yeah, he kind of went in on Kyler Murray. We talked about this a little bit on Brent Friends in the 5 o'clock hour, which you can go back and find. But listen, Calvin Beachum is a player who has been in the National Football League a long time, including with the Jags. He has seen bad leadership and he has seen good leadership. He knows what it looks like all the way around. He's 33 years old. He is, again, been in the league a very long time. Played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, an organization known for getting things right. And if you have this guy calling you out, it's probably not a good sign. However you feel about his football talent is one thing. But when you've been in the game that long and you've been a starter in the league for that long, you're doing something right and you know what it's supposed to look like. And if he's saying this isn't what it's supposed to look like, this isn't a guy that is leading us in all aspects, is what he said. He's not a guy that leads in all aspects. Yikes. But here's the thing. What can the Cardinals do? Who's taking that contract? I suggested that the Jets should call if they miss out on Aaron Rodgers. Give him Zach Wilson. Each team solves a problem. You create a problem, don't get me wrong, but you solve at least a problem in the short term. So that was a thought I had there. But an overall thought with Kyler Murray, and to a different extent, but just follow me for a second. I'm not saying that these two situations are similar, but Deshaun Watson. You have I saw you made that face. Just follow me. You have two players who have done completely different things, but have been paid a lot of money by their organizations. And I think we're going to get to a point where no matter what you say about Kyler Murray, when they paid him, he was not a guy that they wanted to wrap their arms around and say, this is our guy. He just wasn't. To the media, to the public, that's not your guy. The Browns, you certainly aren't hugging Deshaun Watson right now. When you pay your franchise player, like a Joe Burrow, like a Trevor Lawrence, you want to wrap your arms around that guy and tattoo him on your face. And that hasn't been the case with Kyler Murray. That hasn't been the case with Deshaun Watson. It's true. You want a face tattoo of Trevor Lawrence. It's fine. No big deal. I'll be the first one to get it. I ain't worried about it.
Can't do it.
I wonder when teams will start to take that into account. Yes, this person is supremely talented, but is this the guy we want as the face of the franchise? When you think of our team, do we want you to think about this person, even if they're extremely talented? And the answer is no. Maybe you don't pay that guy. I'm just saying. I know I took a while on that.
Nah, you said that well. You fleshed it out completely. All right, next headline. You've heard about Cocaine Bear.
Oh.
But what about Cocaine Cat? Wild African cat loves the cocoa. Tested positive for cocaine in Ohio.
Wait. Wild African cat
loves the cocoa.
Tests positive for cocaine in Ohio? How did the cat get to Ohio?
That's all you get.
It's well done.
Can make cocaine.
I don't know. I'm truly stunned at this moment.
Right,
I have so many questions about how the cat got to Ohio. I'm now thinking about maybe the cocaine issue in Ohio, potentially. This one is a doozy. I'm not going to lie to you. I know that's all I get, but I really don't know how to respond to that. And that doesn't happen a lot. You got thoughts on it?
Yeah, man. Listen, I wanted to watch the movie, right, from the trailer, Cocaine Bear.
Sure.
And my thoughts here is like, listen, it's tough everywhere in the U.S. right now, okay? Even for the wild African cats. Okay, yeah. And the ease, the pain to take the edge off. Okay, they're using Hollywood's favorite drug, allegedly.
Jeez.
Allegedly. That's my thoughts on it. Let's move on to the next headline.
This is a massive animal.
Oh, you looked it up.
This is like a cheetah.
Yes.
This thing is the size, and it looks mean.
Hit a whole line.
This is
broke a brick up.
A disaster.
Next headline. How Calvin Ridley and Trevor Lawrence can make the Jaguar offense a real threat.
Oh, I mean, that's whoever wrote that probably, it's pretty easy, self-explanatory. You give a good quarterback, a good wide receiver, things pop. See Josh Allen, see Jalen Hurts, see Joe Burrow, see Tua. And then you take into account that you think Trevor Lawrence might be better than all those people and has the potential to. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be next level dangerous. You said it yesterday. JSO better be close.
All the time.
Because there's going to be a lot of crimes on DBs in Jacksonville.
Fingerprint them right now.
I mean, it almost feels too easy. Like there's not much to be said anymore. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be hot. It's going to be a problem. And if it's not those things, dangerous, hot, or a problem, then there's going to be trouble in paradise. But right now, on March 9th, it's going to be a problem. And until proven otherwise, this offseason, there should be respect on the Jags' name nationally for that offense. They got work to do on defense. But on offense, they ain't got no work to do. They have a legit top-tier offense in the league. Now they have to go execute and prove that it wasn't a one-year thing. But it's a lot easier to do when you have Doug Peterson than whoever else you could have at head coach.
See, I took it a little bit differently. I get the idea. You got to figure out something to write about in the offseason, and
True.
The Calvin Ridley thing is big, reinstatement, his article in the Players Tribune. I get it, and I believe this particular person probably writes for the Jag or follows the Jags for ESPN. But I was like, Jags offense is already a real threat.
That's fair.
But, the wording made me click on it, so maybe it was just a matter of wording, or maybe they really feel like now this is how they can make it a real threat as opposed to, it's a decent offense, it's pretty good. But I was like, they're already a real threat. Next headline, Kasey.
Yeah.
Brawl breaks out on Southwest Airlines flight from Dallas to Phoenix.
Really?
Quote, that's why I beat your eye. Not going to put this on it.
This is actually not surprising.
It's not.
If you would have said Delta, American, United, I'd have been like, really? Southwest? If you've never been on Southwest, it is open seating. You ain't get a seat. You get a number.
Yeah.
You is A16. You could be C60.
Oh, you in the middle, in the back, in the bathroom.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The seats are, every seat is available. When you walk on that plane, ain't nothing is guaranteed. And you got two people who want one seat? Can you imagine? I'm lucky. I'm not in this position a lot. I usually get a seat I'm looking for. But can you imagine two bigger humans and there's one aisle seat left? You gotta fight. There's no other option. This is not surprising to me. Not surprising to me at all. The locations are surprising. Two big cities. Like if you'd have been like New York to somewhere where people are annoyed. Like Indiana. I lived in Indiana a lot. People are annoyed there because it's cold as hell all the time. I get it. But like Dallas, pretty nice. Phoenix, real nice. Why are those people mad?
Yeah.
But it's not surprising. If you've been on Southwest, it's a stressful 8.5 minutes till you get your seat.
Them group numbers don't mean a thing once you hit that plane.
It's true.
You got to be intimidated a little bit.
Once you hear that little beep on your boarding pass, it's on.
Run.
It's on.
You hear me?
You ever had somebody try to walk by you in the what's that called?
Jet bridge.
The jet bridge. Good call.
Yeah, got to put an elbow in.
Yeah.
Got to expand myself a little bit. Easy to do.
Are you a Southwest guy?
Flown it. I usually fly American.
Oh. Excuse me.
The uppity folk. You hear me?
Excuse me.
I'm like, no, my seat's been chosen since I purchased the ticket. Thank you and good night.
Here's the interesting thing about that too. Sorry, I know. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I don't understand the people that you're on Delta, American, whatever. You know what seat you are. So why do we have to line up to get on the plane? Like, there's boarding groups now, but you know where you're sitting. So why, when they say group 1 or they say pre-board, you got the guy from group 6 who's already just standing there waiting. He's like, no, I'm group 6. Sit down.
Sit down.
You know you're 32E, bro.
Sit your down.
You know exactly where you're going, dog.
I don't know why.
Just sit.
I don't know why. You're going to be in the middle? Somewhere in the back.
You are it. You picked this seat days ago.
You got basic economy, not economy, basic economy. Bruh, sit down and have a nap. It's going to be a while.
Nowhere else to be. I hate those people. I don't get it, bro.
Oh, boy.
It grinds my gears.
Wow, really?
I got so many things to say about air travel that I could get upset about, but I won't because we have to continue on. What do you got?
That should be a segment, either on this show or something you do.
It should. Why are
online.
y'all taking full-size carry-on type luggage or check luggage and bringing them as carry-ons?
Because you know that they're going to stop you and be like, hey, you got to check that. And then you're going to hold everybody up.
And here's the thing. Then you get to the thing and they're like, hey, we can check this for free. And you're like, no, it's okay.
No. We're trying to be nice. We're checking this for free.
Man, if you don't give me your bag. Spirit Airlines.
I got a story about that, but I know we got to go on.
All right, we got to keep it going.
I've seen people. Let's see. Let me find the wildest thing real quick. Kasey Kurtz, let's go with this. Woman says she's been paying $320 a month for car insurance when she doesn't even have a car. The quote was, why did nobody teach you what car insurance was for?
What? How does that work?
Oh, boy. I can't tell you. It's all you get. It's all you get.
Check your finances, people. That's what we'll leave you with there. Check your finances. And if you're paying for something that you don't have in your driveway, like car or potentially boat insurance, and you don't got a boat, stop paying for that thing. Also, stop paying for all them damn streaming services. Tell you what, they be getting me right now. Everything's on something different. I be trying to watch Champions League on Paramount, I'd be trying to watch stuff on ESPN.
That's $14.99. That's $9.99.
Here's the thing. I got 2 ESPN Pluses. I don't even know how.
Amanda, maybe?
Like, one's on our Roku.
Okay.
And then one's like my regular login. I'm like, why aren't they the same? Why am I getting hit for $11.99 twice?
Yeah. Bro, I don't know.
How are you paying car insurance and not have a car? It's like paying homeowners insurance and not have a house.
And 320, what's your credit score? 40? Like, I'm trying to figure
Yikes,
out.
That's a good call.
What do you got? A Rolls Royce? A Maybach?
What's worse, paying homeowners insurance without a house or car insurance without a car? Both pretty obvious.
Not the home one.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, who is staying in the house I'm paying for insurance for? I'm good on that, fam.
That is fair, too.
That's it, Kasey.
That's all you
Gotta
get
to the break.
on a Thursday. Thrilling Thursday. We're back after this.
Koala Insulation.
Hey, this is Bruce.
And I'm Carrie.
We're the owners of Koala Insulation. It's a great time of year to invest in energy-efficient improvements to your home. With our competitive rates and new tax credits for insulation upgrades, you can get huge savings to improve your insulation today and see long-term savings every month going forward.
Give us a call and set up your free evaluation at 679-6282 or find us online at koalainsulation.com.
All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details.
It's Ram Truck Month, and now is the time. Inventory is up, and they're all on sale.
Where do the cowboys go?
Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Arlington. Get a new Ram 1500 and save up to $14,000 off MSRP. You heard that right, $14,000. See a great selection of the models you love. Tradesman,
For the working man.
Bighorn, Laramie, Limited, and Rebel. Come to 9600 Atlantic Boulevard and test anyone in stock. If you haven't driven a Ram yet, you're gonna love it. Comfort, towing power, the latest technology. Ram delivers. Our lenders are standing by to make you a new car loan at the best rates available. Looking to sell that car or truck you don't like driving anymore? We'll buy it and pay more for it, even if you don't buy from us. Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Arlington. Fast and friendly service you can count on. 9600 Atlantic Boulevard, across from that Regency Square Mall.
I am Dion Wellington, owner of Ice Capade Frozen Treats, and a Jack's Chamber member and graduate of JWBC's Entrepreneurial Certificate Program. Connecting with JWBC has provided me with the education, resources, and meaningful relationships to be more confident in growing my business in historic Springfield. This support is invaluable to women in business, and I am most thankful to be part of it. For more information, visit jacksjwbc.com.
If you're looking to move out of your parents' place, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive, which is good because your little brother has gotten really territorial. You're blood related. You'd think it would be fine to share food in the fridge. I mean, who writes their name on every individually wrapped slice of cheese, Tyler? Still, you've got to admire the commitment. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and use the savings to help you move out and have all the cheese you want. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers.
Ground-shaking forces return to Gainesville Raceway for the NHRA season opener this weekend with rising stars.
Tony Stewart Racing has entered the history books,
and racing legends.
John Forrest collects his 155th career victory.
Don't miss this action-packed weekend. Kids 12 and under are free. Get your tickets today at NHRA.com for the Amalie Motor Oil NHRA Gator Nationals this weekend at Gainesville Raceway.
You ready? Then get set and go to the Ready, Set, Go event, even on pre-owned at Arlington Toyota. That's all makes, all models, all colors, shapes, and sizes, all specially priced during the Ready, Set, Go event at Arlington Pre-Owned. Plus, our friends over at Arlington give you 30 days to love your pre-owned purchase or exchange it. With over 400 pre-owned on the lot, you better get Ready, Set, Go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Shop in person and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
When people ask how I do it all, the answer is simple. I don't, because some days I just can't. And on those days, I hit up McDonald's, sometimes even twice a day. Once for breakfast, like a buttery sausage biscuit or a savory sausage McMuffin. And I'll bundle either pick with hash browns for just $2.29. Then I'll be back later for either a melty McDouble or a bold hot and spicy McChicken. And bundle that with a small fries for just $3.29. Turns out you don't need to do it all to have it all. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid when product served.
No matter what I get, it's 20% off every day when I spend $1 on the McDonald's app. So yesterday was my please the whole fam on the way to the game meal. Today is my finally get them to stop asking, are we there yet meal. Who knows what tomorrow will be? Maybe a delicious crispy chicken sandwich all for myself meal. Whatever it is, it's a win. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through December 31st, 2023 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Excludes tax. McD app download and registration required.
Do you feel a calling to help others? You can change a local child's life by becoming a foster parent through Daniel. You'll receive training, 24/7 support, and compensation to cover the cost for the child's needs and your time. To qualify, you must be over 21, pass a background check, receive training, and have a caring heart. Foster parent classes are starting soon, so please call Daniel at 296-1055. That's 296-1055, or visit danielkids.org.
Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton, ESPN 690. Couple of minutes to go before we get out of here. The Players' Championship is underway, and for the most part over. Play was suspended, so the first round is not officially over. But at the top of the leaderboard, it is going to be over for at least the first round. Your first round leader is a fella named Chad Ramey. How about that? Colin Morikawa in second at 7 under par. Taylor Pendrith is tied for third with Ben Griffin, and it goes down from there. Another name you would know, Scotty Scheffler, T6 at 4 under. Sam Burns is in that category as well. So a lot of things happening at the Players' Championship.
Taylor Gooch.
He is in Live Golf.
Oh.
Okay. I guess that's a good thing for Taylor Gooch. Well, it is for Taylor Gooch because he's rich. A couple of other things. Patrick Ewing out as the head coach at Georgetown. Some of you may have just found out Patrick Ewing was the head coach at Georgetown. He is not anymore. Levante David is expected to hit free agency. The Bucks are over the salary cap. Still a good linebacker in the league. In the NHL, Kirill Kaprizov, 3 to 4 weeks out for the Minnesota Wild. A very good player. And if you missed it overnight, Shohei Ohtani drives in 2 runs for Japan in the World Baseball Classic to get a win. For Brian Middleton, I'm Kasey Kurtz. Have a great night, everybody. I want to eat a spicy chicken in my Tesla. Is it too much